What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Some live hands that Brian played, some live hands that I played, some online hands that Andy played, and anything that Elef wants to show. All right, starting
All
with
right.
Andy.
Happy Monday morning, everybody. I only have a couple hands you guys are going to be able to flame me on today.
We're ready.
Most of them are actually pretty good. I'm proud of them. All right. So wake up, pocket eights on the low jack. I don't hate it. Table's playing fairly good. I mean, there's only one really broken stack at the table. This guy's been awful, but I don't know a ton about him. This guy just sat down, so here we go. I standard open, get a flat from the Cousins. Not surprised. He's a 40-20. The zero, I don't think means anything because he's only had one opportunity to RFI. So that's a pretty meaningless number. And we get three bet from the big blind to a pretty chunky size. And I actually just double checked some of these right before the session. Um, and this guy, this is a player that I have, obviously I have some history with the guy with 1,000 hands. If you're just looking at his numbers, he's a solid player. Like he's nothing too great. Like he's not really good, but he's not bad either. Um, this is probably with his sizing kind of a light call just because of stack depths and sizing, but I also feel like this is kind of a spot where I could consider four betting eights here. Other than his fold to four bet is 14.
I don't love
So
I don't love the four bet with eights. I like calls and folds there, but okay.
um and it depends. And I end up deciding that as you can see, I end up deciding that him in the hand and eights is, a hand that likes to go multi-way enough in a three bet pot if he calls due to the
Yeah,
fact that it's either I flop a set and I'm
yeah,
good
yeah,
or I miss and I'm folding anyway. So I don't really care about my position too much. I don't really care if this guy comes along. Um,
absolutely.
and
And this,
heads up, if it went raise, fold, three bet one, his sizing would have been smaller, which probably would have lended me to be able to call more, but um
yeah,
he is kind of a squeezy player. Like he will throw a squeeze out there sometimes. So
I think you.
and yep,
I
our
think you don't have to worry about the call behind the guy
our
behind is.
fishy friend comes along for the ride.
Yeah, our fishy friend is almost never coming in with a call four bet call followed by a four bet, and the fact that you're in the sandwich doesn't matter because this hand is so easy to play. And by the way, you have the money position still, meaning when you flop a set, you never have to worry about whether to check whether you have to bet the river or not, into him or anything like that because you have position against the most obvious raiser, so you're fine.
Can I
Um,
ask something
yes,
about calling?
yeah,
From what I understand, people from the big blind, they should be three betting like polarized range, but they're too linear.
yes.
So they only three bet strong hands. So folding here would also be still exploitative, but in odds way, it should be a fold, yes, because we have only 100 big blinds. And Potot says that we need at least 15x behind to make a flop like set mining thing. No?
Yes.
Set mining is closer to 10-1 if you want to be super super technical about it. This guy's not, there's also a lot of history here. This guy's not super aggressive. He is three, I mean his three bet range is fairly polar. I mean you can see he's got some king jack suited, some ace 10 off, some 9-10 suited. Like
But none of that is
he's
none of that is great for. But the polar region we beat is the ace five suited region and the six seven suited region. That's what we're happy against. Against his 10-9
Six
offsuit.
five. It shouldn't have 6-7, does it? Well, I mean, he might.
Yeah. But to answer your question more directly, Elif, Yes, this is a good fold, but it's not a terrible call because there are a few things going for it. So uh, we're having to pay 12, but remember the pot is going to be inflated by villain 20's call, so that helps our set mine odds. Our set
Yeah,
mine odds
if
are
he calls,
terrible.
we don't know that he will
We
call or
don't.
not.
Yeah, I think this is a better fold than a call. I just don't think it's not a terrible call.
Okay.
And
And
like I said, heads up. If it was heads up versus this sizing, I probably would have folded.
yeah,
But by adding the call here,
Mhm.
if he comes along for the ride, it just gives that much more. And even if he calls, that gets us at the 15. If you look at 15-1, that gives us 15-1 because you're
Yeah,
looking at
if he
combined.
calls.
yeah. So all those things, and the fact that we do have position against 19. That's really important. If we were out of position against 19, this is an instant fold to me. So if 19 was on the button and did this, I think we have to fold. Right.
Look at this beautiful baby there.
Oh, beautiful. Let's
I
lose all our
mean,
money to Pocket Kings and have him lose all his money to us.
super
Yeah.
dry, disconnected, fairly static board with middle set. That is what we want to see. That is worth the price of admission, right?
Yep.
Oh, I want a draw
So,
out there.
what was that?
I want some draws out there. Get a lot more money.
Usually, too. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be easier to get all the money in if there was some draws, right?
Yeah.
But
So,
Or king, queen, ace, king.
Okay,
but
never mind.
the
That's
way it's pot, it's
five.
going to make it easy to get all the money in when he bets 28 to go here. This is great.
it's 28. And now I'm thinking, I really have no reason to raise here. There
Absolutely.
is no
Yeah.
draw. So I don't have any raises because I don't have any bluffs to support a raise.
Yep.
Like if I
Absolutely.
raise here, I'm representing exactly a set or like a strong king, which I think a strong king would be in trouble. So I would never raise a strong king here, anyways.
Yeah. This is a call all day.
Yep. Plus
Besides,
calling maybe
villain 20 might
drags.
make a mistake,
So I call,
right?
and then this happens. Min click.
Perfect.
Paradise.
Yeah.
The fuck's going
I'm
on
loving
here?
it. I mean, this is McDonald's right now. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm not loving it.
You still love it. You were just go broke to
Yes,
Pocket
snap.
Kings. Snap it.
What
I
does
actually
he?
tanked on this one. And I came to the point, I came to the decision point that this villain in particular, he's a strong enough player that I didn't tank super long, Larry, but I tanked long enough. I thought it came to the decision. He's a strong enough player that he would recognize this board texture and he would only flat pocket kings. He would not go bet three bet with pocket kings here, especially with a caller in the middle.
Why? Yeah. What's
There's
the
just
principal reason? Yeah.
right.
He's got aces.
Like in some micros, some small stakes game, I mean, these players will get so overly excited that as soon as there's action, like they
Yeah.
want to pile it in. And
That's okay
I
too.
don't think,
Go broke.
right. So I rip it. He calls. And obviously on Poker Stars, the cards come up now. This won't show them. Um,
Uh,
I
Not the
don't love
greatest
the
run out in the world.
I don't love the ace and the queen run out. I do not love that. The ace mostly.
Well,
The
but you
queen
got to
doesn't
remember on
bother.
Poker Stars, as soon as all the money went in on the flop, their cards came up. So
Okay.
I didn't have to sweat anything
Right.
because we have this.
Great. And pocket
okay.
threes maybe? Pocket threes maybe?
King
Yeah.
10.
King 10. Great.
Wow.
Oh,
I
Bless.
villain
scoop it
20 is
nice.
Yeah.
villain 20 is awful.
Yes.
Yes. And that's why I was referring to him as our fishy friend. I mean, he
is
only
our
had
friend.
5 hands at the table. All right.
All right.
So
Next hand. I like it. I like it.
next hand,
Yep.
we have pocket eights again.
Okay.
And this is same table. Different villain here.
Right.
This is the same villain as last time. This guy is fairly new, but I've already got him kind of labeled as like a fishy player. Yes, Larry, that is the pot odds of, and I got double paid. So obviously we're gonna open. Villain 42 calls, or villain 18 calls, and then fold. We are off to the flop.
Mm-hmm.
I've been at this point um fairly aggressive, and not really actually. I've been three betting a lot and taking, so I check here. I don't know necessarily. I think I probably could have found a C bet here. This is just generally a board that we're not betting too often out of position.
What kind of
Um,
player? What kind of player do we want to be checking with a lot against here, and what kind of player do we want to be betting with a lot here? On this exact on these cards on this board.
Uh, an aggressive player, I would check often. A very passive player, I would bet very often.
Okay.
oh, you mean an aggressive factor of infinity?
Yeah, that's a person I'm checking to all the time and letting them just blast away.
Okay.
And a passive player that'll fold 90% of the time. I mean, you can bet and just take it down, but
Okay.
also it's just a
Actually,
hand that I'm fine with checking either way.
How about against a player who's about as good as you, who's in your range of skill? Maybe a little better, maybe a little worse, but has around your thinking capabilities. You want to check mostly?
probably checking it 100% because this is a board that we're almost never betting from an under the gun raise.
Good.
I
Um,
actually have a great hand then, because I have a player that I ran into this weekend that I know watches a ton of Hungry Horse because of what he was saying and what he was doing. And it was very interesting.
Mhm.
so, um, and another thing I look at when I'm making that decision, and I don't really have any great examples on this table, um, but like if it was villain 17 in the hand, I might be betting to, or I might be betting less because he folds a lot more to C bets with that 71, whereas villain 16 folds a lot less to C bets on the flop C bets.
Yep.
So he's just he's going to call way wider, and whereas this guy, once he calls, I'm probably in trouble.
Great. Those are all good reasons. All right. So
So he
you
check.
check. You check.
He checks back.
All right.
Okay,
Perfect.
not bad.
Let's get a 5.
We get a sort of a brick. I mean, I don't think with even with this few hands at a VPIP, I doubt he's in there with a 3-4.
Mhm.
And that becomes relevant in just a second.
Yep.
So I figure, okay, at this point, I can fire away. I'll,
I
try
like
and get
it.
a little value. I think, especially with that aggression factor, I think he fires off.
Mhm.
Um, I think he, you know, stabs a 10. So I think he probably never has a 10 here.
What would be the value target for you? Or just equity denial?
Equity denial is your primary
Denial.
reason here is equity denial, and every so often you get lucky and he has a 6.
Right. Equity denial. And maybe if he decided to. So I have noticed, and then he does this. We'll get there.
Oh, that's
So now I'm a little puzzled, right? Like what is he checking back the flop, but then raising a B66 on the turn with?
sets
Now
6-5, seven
possibly.
eight,
So there's
6-5,
yep,
6-5 suited. Pocket fives that he just drilled. It happens, and pocket
yes.
fives plays this way. Um, Set of tens plays this way sometimes. Not a lot, given the two spades out there, but sometimes. You're going to fold the best hand here sometimes, but you should fold here.
So because you said that, I've actually, so I have a note on him.
Hmm.
And well, it's an auto note.
Yep.
And I've seen it with my own eyes in the few hands we've been at the table.
Paid turn draw
He's
aggressively.
he plays his draws aggressively on the turn.
All right. So what's his most obvious
So
draw here? 7-8.
7-8, ace
You have
X of
two eights.
spades. Um,
Yeah.
so it kind of makes me say, So right or wrong, I think I'm gonna peel one and see what happens.
Okay.
Even though I know I blocked the 7-8, I blocked 8-9, I blocked some of the obvious straight draws.
Okay. So before you make this call, I think you should fold here more often than you call, but but if you had to look at this in a solver, we don't expect that it's 100% fold. We think that we think it is a majority fold.
And then, I
I
mean,
want to ask this
another,
question. But I want to ask you this question. I want you to have this in mind. What do you want to do to a big bet on the river on a blank?
I kind of figured if the river bricks, I'm probably gonna call a bet.
Okay. I would like I would like you to have that in mind before you make this call. I want you to look ahead, and the reason is I don't want you to get on the river where he bets again big and you go, well, now I'm priced in. I want you to make the decision here so that if you say to yourself, I'm going to fold to a raise, like when you bet thin on the river, before you bet thin, I like saying, and I'm folding to a raise or not, because often you don't convince yourself what you're going to do. So you're gonna do that. So you're gonna turn this into a bluff catcher on anything but a spade, a an ace, right? So those are the hands that you're gonna fold to, a spade and an ace,
Yeah,
and you're
a
calling them and
spade,
you're
a
calling down.
ace, possibly a 4, a 9 would be a little
A nine, yeah, actually, okay, a nine. A nine is good. A nine is really good. It brings in the 7-8 that he probably doesn't have, but it also brings in the 7-9 and the 8-9. Okay, all right, so let's go.
9. A 4 puts, a 4 if he's got. So, and then, I mean, another kind of weighting factor in the call here is his aggression, his infinite aggression factor. He has
Okay,
been very
all
aggressive
right.
since he got to the table, and I've given him rope.
Yep, yep. And sometimes, no, you bet the turn. That's not the same as rope, but that
Sort
is
of.
not the same. You bet the turn. You bet two-thirds on the turn. That isn't rope. It might be,
Like I said, I've seen
yeah.
physically seen him, and I've seen him play turn draws
Sure.
aggressively
Yeah.
and raising a lot of delayed C bets.
Yep. Okay. So let's do it.
So
Call it.
a bricky brick.
That's brick. That's a brick.
That's brick.
All right.
And obviously, my plan here is to check call. I decided
Yep.
that when I called on the turn.
Great. Let's see how big it is.
And
It's
I
not
do
a great
think for a
decision.
minute, I'm like, did I think about his range correctly? Did I think about the hand correctly? I said, I think I did. And I
Given
called.
your logic, you need to call.
And
And this week, you need to call all the time, by the way, on that.
yes,
Because we decided that this was the month that we were going to trust what we believe.
we're
And
gonna
see how it
play
works out.
better than we actually are.
All right. So now, with this in mind, where the hand worked out great on the turn, when he did the raise, he was he has he thinks he has 9 outs. He has 8 because you have the 8 of spades. So he has 8 outs plus 3 aces. No straight draw at
All
that.
fours.
Oh, and a straight draw. 3 aces and 3 fours. So he has got 14 outs right now. So he is 30% to win. So his raise is pretty good. It's a pretty good raise. And given his range, given that his bluff, if his bluff has 30% to win, 32. Okay, I suck at math. Sorry. His
You
bluff
were
has
close enough.
32, and all his value has you beat. This is still not a bad fold on the turn. So those of us who said fold, and sometimes you're folding the best hand, this is a profitable fold on the turn. Um, and I like the fact that you did not fold the river, because if you were going to fold the river, I think it becomes a not profitable fold on the turn to this guy.
If you're gonna hero these spots on the turn, you almost, if you're overfolding the river at that point, you're opening yourself to getting massively run over.
Right. And by the way, what were the hands we said we were going to fold to? We were going to fold to an ace. We were going to fold to spades. The one we
We're
missed
gonna
that
fold
I
to a
missed,
4 or a 9.
yeah, 4 9, and when a 3 comes in, the 3 is the same as a 4.
Yeah.
With that, and good. So I
Yeah.
missed the 3 and the 4. I was wrong on that.
The only reason I said the 4 over the 3 is because the 4 also completes 7-8, which I know we blocked 7-8, but it
Yeah.
does complete 7-8.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
A 3 probably would have been the same fold because there's a 4 line out.
yeah.
And
Yep. Sounds good.
all right.
Elef
So
said me too. Oh, you would have folded river with eights. Okay. Gotcha. All right. But I think that's the important thing that I'm saying here. This may not be right, but what I'm saying is if you're going to fold river to a blank, you should fold turn.
I don't think you have a ton of
a
reason to
little
bet
bit
on
of
the
winner's
turn.
tilt going on here too.
Hold on, Brian.
Because this is only a few hands after the 3-way all in with the set of eights.
Brian, you were saying on this one?
I don't think you really have a reason to bet the turn. I mean, yeah, I know you want equity denial and everything, but if this is a player that's going to be highly aggressive and is going to play their draws um, very aggressively, you might as well check to them and let them bet their draws and puts you in a less uncomfortable position when you bet and get raised by their draws on the turn. So
Because
you
this
can,
this is a super easy check call on the turn and check call on the river, right?
yeah,
That was
it's very, very easy in that position versus when you come out and bet, like, yeah, you're denying equity to what? I mean,
random.
two
No,
overs.
yeah. Well, you're denying equity to every overcard.
Yeah, overcards that are probably going to come out and bet on the turn whenever you check when there's a very aggressive player.
Okay.
That's true.
Jack Queen. Jack Queen bets the turn.
I mean, he's got an infinite aggression
Yeah,
factor, and
this guy does.
so let's let him come out and bet on the turn. And yeah, he picks up a jack or a queen every once in a while, and it happens. It sucks, but
Right.
90% of the time he doesn't hit his six outs, and then he continues to blast on the river. You call him down, you make money, and you put yourself in a less uncomfortable spot.
Right. So you're
True. And
thinking,
I think my thought process on betting the turn was a little bit of equity denial, a little bit of, okay, that adds some extra draws. Let me charge the draws because I don't think draws are folding. Um,
Yeah, I agree with that against a player that's not going to play their draws very aggressively. Against a player that's just never folding their flush draw, yeah, but they're not going to check raise you or they're not going to raise you here. Then yeah, you bet here because you have the best hand most of the time, 90% of the time. So you bet and make them pay to see another spade. But against a player that's going to raise off a ton of their draws, you could just check and let them do the betting because they're never folding their draws either if they're going to play them that aggressively.
surprising that this guy didn't raise his ace high flush draw on the flop. I mean,
Yeah.
did he bet into a check? That's actually a surprise from him.
Yeah,
so
I mean, with his very
what
specific
I've
note
seen
of
from him is he's checked back or played kind of passively on the flop quite a bit, and then he gets aggressive on the turn.
Interesting. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Next hand.
All right. This one is a little bit suspect.
Oh, go back to the previous hand just for a second. I have a question to everybody who isn't me. Um, who here likes playing the turn with Fifth Street Chicken in mind? Because I was saying don't.
Um, I mean, I kind of did play Fifth Street
No,
Chicken.
you did. Called him.
Oh, I
Fifth
didn't.
Street,
Yeah, because
Fifth
I
Street
Fifth
Chicken
Street Chicken is planning on folding to a bet.
is calling to fold, and you called to call. And I was saying if you were calling to fold against an aggressive guy, you should fold the turn. Does anybody
against
want?
this player, I wouldn't want to make this. I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay, so nobody wants to play Fifth
He
Street
said,
Chicken against this guy, right?
Yeah.
Good.
I
Okay,
mean,
moving
we
on.
have very specific river cards that I am insta
Yeah, yeah,
folding to.
right. And
Um,
we want, and I like that we chose them before seeing the river.
yes.
Before making the call is when we want to make that is when you want to think ahead. Okay, good.
So Min Rays from Villain 16, who let's
Yeah.
see, he's
Yeah.
actually a decent winning player. But I think I gotta peel a flop here.
This probably mixes in GTO
Yeah.
world, so let's
Yeah, against a Min Rays, I think I need to take a peek.
okay.
Um, get this flop. Check. He bets pot. What did I do? This is, I think, one of those spots. Oh, I just called. I think the call can go either way. I don't think this is a board that hits his range all that well, other than draws. There is a flush draw available. And I think I was kind of thinking, I have second pair, I have a backdoor straight draw, like I can peel one and see what happens.
You have two backdoor straight draws.
Oh, yes. I do.
The
You are
four,
correct.
the four gives you open ended, and the seven gives you open ended. No, sorry, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Let's do this right. And the seven gives you a double gutter.
Four is fully open-ended, seven's double gutted,
Yeah.
and an
So
eight is just a regular gutter.
right. So that's nice. You have two ways. You have two ways to pick up straight equity on the turn.
Three
You
cards
spend
that'll give me straight
yeah,
equity.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I meant
plus,
pick up eight outs on the turn.
yes.
Yes.
Yep. And this is the spot where I don't know, maybe I could have found the fold, is that his C bet is a 43.
Right. So
So it's
here's the other.
he C bets fairly honestly.
Yeah. So here's what I like about the fold here. So the straight draw, the backdoor straight characteristics of this are excellent. They're better than other backdoor straights. I got that. They're dirty if they're clubs, and this bet is big, and you're out of position. So that so on the river when your straight comes in, are you going to check and hope he bets, or are you going to bet out? So there's all that. All right. So
Right.
that's what I like better about the fold here. But the call can't be that wrong. You're marginally made.
Yeah, and the call was kind of it was a I let me peel one and see what happens. Let
I
me assess the turn.
yeah, I do think it's a better fold than a call. Let's go.
Jack of clubs, not a great card.
If this does not go check check, you are done with a hand.
Yes.
Great. Let's hit a six on the river.
We do not. But we
Ooh,
hit a
okay.
fourth club.
All right. You want to
Um,
turn the bottom
I
pair into bluff?
I did, yes,
Okay.
but a little sneaky bluff. Bet B33, and because I think this is either he has a club and he's calling, or he doesn't have a club and he's folding.
Yeah,
That was my thought with this sizing. I don't need to go big. Make it look like a please call me bet, right?
yeah. He can call. He can call. He can sometimes call you with a nine here. Sometimes go for that
Yeah,
and you get stubborn. But it's four big blinds. Let's see if it works.
and that was the thing. It's a small bet, small
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah.
And that's the thin value on the river, which I wouldn't classify this as.
This is not value.
But no. The other thing I've kind of been focusing and working on is fighting for these little pots a little bit more.
Mhm.
Instead of, well, it's a little pot, I don't have much invested, check, I lose, right?
Yeah.
Is fighting for these small pots more and watching how that really affects my win rate.
Yeah.
And it has a huge difference. And he folds.
Good. So I have a question on this hand to everybody else. So, who here, let's start with this. Who here just hates, this is a bluff. Let's make it clear. This is a bluff.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
right. So who here hates bluffing here? Anybody? Either type it in the chat or say it out loud if you hate bluffing here.
Larry left, so I'll speak for him. Larry hates it.
Okay. I don't hate it. So anybody else hate it?
Larry says I should
I
have
think
folded
there's
on the flop.
going on, so that's why I don't hate it.
Say again, Elef?
There's a sizing tell going on, that's why I don't hate it. Like this guy opens early position under the gun, and then it's not his range, but he's just betting pot on the flop, which means that some players are getting too scared when they see a flush draw, and they're like increasing their sizes, which gives us a tell most of the time.
Good.
So when the third club hits, he hates life and checks back, and then it's an obvious bluff after that.
Good. Yeah. He of the hands that he plays here, he so rarely has a club because his overpair. So he polarized on the flop, saying, I'm going to bet this flop rarely, so I really like it. So he should have clubs, or he should have, a pair, and his pair with a club his overpair with a club doesn't need to slow down on that jack of clubs because he's still got an
Yeah.
overpair, and now he's got a club draw just in case. So yeah, he rarely has a club here. So I like the bluff here, and I don't love the bluff size. I think you need to go bigger because you've got to get you've got to get pocket pairs without a club to fold. You've got to get that other part of his polar range to fold. And I don't know that the four always does it. I think you're getting, ace queen that played this way to fold. I think you're getting king queen to fold every time. But are you getting ace nine, 10, 10,
It could be
and,
even like queens
I-
or something.
or queens? Yeah.
I
and
don't
you
think
get
he's
all those.
targeting that, Scotty. He's not targeting that.
Are you just targeting unpaired hands?
Oh.
It's
Unpaired
kind
over?
of with his check back on the turn. I was saying when the fourth club peeled, I was kind of targeting all hands without a club. He either has a club and he calls or no club and folds. The way like Elef kind of said, the big bet on the flop tells me he's terrified of the draws. The draw comes in and then it comes in big time.
I think it doesn't. I
Yeah.
don't think that means
I
he's
I
terrified
love
of
his
draws.
sizing,
I'm not, but here's,
Scotty.
yes, Derek?
I love his sizing. I think it's perfect
Okay.
for what
So,
he's targeting. He's not targeting a pair of aces.
no. So
If
here's,
you
so
But if you look
you,
at this GTO wise, that overbet. I mean, that doesn't mean he's terrified of draws. That's a polar bet. I mean, GTO wise, which that's not
yeah,
me, but that's the right size bet on a board that's awful for him. He's supposed to bet bigger check there.
right.
So
And
he
so when,
bets bigger check, and that includes complete air and it
Mhm.
completes decent hands. Now, when the club comes in on the turn, he still has all of his air, or he has showdown value that just got downgraded by the clubs. So now
Right.
when the fourth club comes in on the river, I would go. I like the sizing, but I think you can even go bigger and force out like his jack X. If he just stabs with air on the flop and contains a jack, picks up top pair, he's probably gonna check a lot on the turn there
Right.
when he doesn't have a club. I would go even bigger to force out a jack, and
Exactly.
then you get called by clubs, which is okay, or you get raised by clubs, or you fold
Well,
absolutely everything else.
right. And
Well, this
so with
was
this,
for sure when I bet this, I knew before I bet it, this is a bet fold.
oh yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah, that's easy. But here's the thing about the size, which is, so he's got two kinds of hands here most of the time. He has complete air without a club, and he has pairs without a club. And I think he folded his complete air to your four. And sometimes he folded a pair there. But I think you need to target both of them. And I think you need to go to eight or
So
nine.
B66.
I think so. I think you need him not to fuck it call with a queen jack offsuit here, with a queen jack of hearts here, or whatever.
I don't know that. Well, I don't know that he c bets Queen Jack at that 43
Okay, then
c bet. He's not c betting a lot of air.
Well,
you need him to fold
technically,
to fold 10
I
10.
I
You need
think
to fold 10
technically
10 plus.
Queen Jack of Hearts is a bet. I mean, if you go to an implemental GTO strategy, that would be a hand that would probably big better check because you have backdoor straight, backdoor flush, you have no showdown value. So a
Right,
lot of the time that's going to fall into your big better check when you have a board
right,
that's this poor for
right.
you.
And I think when we list all of his hands that we think he reasonably gets here, I think a lot of them, I think they include 10 10, ace nine suited, um, queen jack of hearts, king king, ace ace, queen 10 of hearts, and all this. And against all the things that fold trivially to the four bet, many of those you have beat. You have all the air beat. And I'm not saying you should check this hand because you have the air beat. I'm saying because you have the air beat here, you could have checked this 5 6 and beaten queen 10. Because is he going to bluff it there? He doesn't seem like that guy. But if he does, okay, he wins. But I don't think you are strongly getting rid of all the pairs here. And I think you need to strongly get rid of them. That's my thought. So now, having said it, we both said our speeches. Anybody want to argue more for the four before we do it? And then I just want to ask what people's conclusion is at the end before we move on.
I
So
don't hate
anybody,
four. I just don't think it targets enough of what you want to fold.
yeah, that. You and I are making the same argument. You're just saying it better than me and shorter. Derek, do you want to make the argument for the four now? Having heard you want to make a counter argument for the four
Well,
before we go on?
I guess my population won't fold a jack here.
Oh, they would just won't fold a jack, so don't even bother.
Yeah. So
Okay,
4
good.
is perfect.
That's
So,
a good.
like,
That's a good
I play
argument.
my
I play
population,
similar
okay,
games to you, and
for
this
my
is one
population,
situation where you can get people to fold top pair when there's a 4 flush on the board. That's like
Yeah.
that's like one of the few times you can get someone to fold top pair.
We think both populations fold to 2x pot here, right? If they fold aces without the ace of clubs to 2x pot, right?
yeah, but
All,
Uh,
that's not the question that
Everybody,
we're
if I
arguing
go
about.
2x pot, nothing but a big club. You might even get small, like
yeah,
a
yeah.
8 or 10 of clubs to
Right.
fold.
No, I'm not. I'm
2x
not. I'm
pot
not.
is not good.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not advising it. I'm not advising 2x pot. I'm saying we're talking about his population. Derek says that his population doesn't fold a jack here, which makes the four, which is a very good argument for betting four. I agree with that now.
So,
Against Derek's
so
population.
if your population folds jacks, I agree.
Right.
But my
Good.
population won't fold a jack
Gotcha.
here.
So my question was just
So
before
I
we
think
move
we're
on to
both right.
Derek, does your population fold a jack to 2x pot?
I've seen people say, I can't fold top pair.
Okay, good enough.
right,
And by
right.
the way,
So
I still
even
think
on a
2x
Great
board
pot.
like
table.
this,
Yeah,
they'll say, I can't fold a pot pair, and they'll
got it.
call.
Okay. I think 2x pot is a mistake here. I want to make that clear.
Oh, I
Um,
agree.
Good job.
I
but
agree.
okay,
So
so
if
now,
your
now
population
that
folds, Scotty, if your population folds jacks, then I agree with you.
right.
But
And
my population won't fold jacks.
gotcha. And I think my population and Andy's population folds a jack to 8, 9, 10. Definitely folds a jack to 15, 16, but doesn't always fold a jack to 4.
I think there's more
Okay.
players in your population that will fold a jack than you realize. I was in the same boat as you that I
Yeah.
didn't think that they would fold top pair until I started to put them in awful spots that they fucking hated. Then they started to fold top pair.
How big do you have to fold? How big does your population have to, do you have to bet to get your population to fold?
I p- I personally think in
Understood.
this is situation very specifically with the 4 flush, I don't need to bet anywhere near as large as
No.
I do when if it was a 3 flush on the board and they basically told me they never have flushes and this is basically only top pair, I'm gonna bet 2x pot.
Okay, so you're gonna bet 2x pot here, not bet 8. Okay.
And
Fine.
not in this
Not,
spot,
oh no,
no.
in this
And
exact, okay, in
no,
other
not in this
situations.
spot.
Right.
When they're
Also,
telling you that they have top pair and they hated that flush card, that yeah, it's a you can
Right.
just blast them off of it. This is a great river card for you that you now can bluff smaller than you do than I would have to if it was only a 3 flush.
Oh, right, right. Yes. Okay,
the
gotcha.
other caveat here with the 7 of clubs popping on the river is that a 7 specifically completes almost every straight draw.
Yeah.
Who's betting a straight? Who's betting a straight for value here?
Yeah, but if you're
Not
sitting
me.
there, nobody, but
I'm not. I'm bluff
he
catching.
like obviously we can't see on
Yeah.
here, but he did tank.
Okay.
So it leads me to believe
He had a
he
9.
had a pair. He had something because he didn't just snap fold. He tanked.
Okay. So with the additional information that he tanked, or no, that's not, you don't have that information. Okay. Given the information that we had, everybody put in, now having heard all this, put in the size that you like best with this exact hand in this exact situation with this exact read. Okay. Or say it. Type it or say it. And we're talking about against your population, not against Andy's population and not against a solver. Against your population, what do you want
I
to
mean,
do?
I
And you're about to say zero, and zero means you check it.
think it an absolute size.
Back, I would have gone 8.5, but I
Okay.
don't hate my sizing because I still stand with the way he
Okay.
tank folded. I think he had a pair,
Right.
whether it be an overpair or like an ace 9 suited. I think he had a pair because
No, I
it
agree
wasn't a
with you.
size.
I totally agree with you that he did. Once we get the tank in there, that's why I like the 8 even better, because I don't want a tank fold. I don't want him to maybe call. I would like to just push it up a little more and turn that tank fold into a psi fold.
Um,
I'm not
but
precise enough to figure out which side of the tank fold I am. So in the same reason as if I'm betting to get called, I would like instead of a tank call, I would like a psi call. And when I'm betting to get a fold, I would like a side fold instead of a tank fold. All right. Anybody else want to put in a number? If not, we're moving on. I don't see a number from Elef. I don't see a number from Derek. I don't see a number
Oh,
from.
I came down firmly on the 4
Right. So you stand on 4. Sounds good. So
Yeah.
Derek
Yeah.
is 4. All
for
right,
my population, but not
excellent. No, that's what I
but
want.
not
I want
Scotty's
to get
population.
your
Yeah.
population. Good. So Derek's a
We're
4.
not hearing from Melanie and Elef.
Is it like the betting size? Because I missed the question.
Yes. What size? So given we had this whole discussion, I want to just know where, and we're not arguing anymore. I just want to know where people ended up. What size would you like to bet on the river? And if the answer is check, then you put in a 0. So just type in to the chat the size bet you want to do. Melanie's going to check it. Okay. And A+ if you can, stick one in there, and you're on the 10. All right. And Elef's on a 9. All right, good. So now we have a sense of what we as a group would do. All right, next hand. And for those of you who, if you can't see the chat, Brian's going 10, I'm going 8.5, Andy's going 8.5, Derek's going 4, Melanie is checking, Elef is going 9, and A+ is going 10. All right.
Another 5-6 offsuit in the big blind.
All right.
It's a 2.5 open.
Fold.
That's a fold, exactly. Especially multi-way. It's like
now definitely fold. Fold twice. Yeah.
Andy's a station.
I love defending. I mean, fold the big blind.
There is no ante, like it's a tournament. You can just fold.
Just fold.
No pressure, nothing.
Yeah.
I love defending my big blind.
Stop doing that. Play better. You're a better player than that. You don't need to do it. In the first one, the reason you did it in the first one was because he raised to 2 big blinds, and the 2 big blind open requires a lot more calling.
I don't even love the 2 big blind from under the gun raise.
No. From the low jack, it's not great, and the 5-6 is still a mix, but it is a mix. It's a legitimate mix, and you can do it. Against the button, the 5-6, a 2 big blind one has to call.
I have a question, Andy. When you get involved in this hand and something happens where you lose a shitload of money, do you ever think, wow, maybe it'd be better if I just didn't play this shitter from the big blind?
And Andy, I'm going to make one other comment on this. If you're much better than the other players in your pool, and therefore you can outplay them post flop, the worst situation to put yourself into outplay them is out of position against 2 players with a shitty hand. Fold.
Yes.
All right, let's see what you did. If Andy folds this hand, he's gonna be the greatest player who ever lived if he suckered us with that.
Scotty, you know I didn't.
That would have been so great. That would have been so
I've
great.
only ever brought one pre-flop fold to the table.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we got it. All right, that's nice. That's a good flop.
Flop we can ask for, right?
Yeah, that's great. Love it.
I don't know. I think 5-5-6 is a better one.
Yeah.
Or 5-5-5 or 6-6-6.
Yeah, those are all good.
2-3-4 is great.
Fourth best.
2-3-4 is good because we cooler ace 5. This is great. This is as much as we can ask for.
It goes check, check.
Yep.
And now this guy who is just a betting machine and not a good. And I think this is actually this player. Well, both of these players are kind of fishy, and the reason why I called pre.
Yep.
He bets 3 bigs.
Okay. I love the check raise here against the 3. I hate the check raise against 8, and I love the check raise against 3. Or let me put it another way. GTO hates the check raise against 8. GTO loves the check raise against 3.
So against your sizing, I probably just flat. But against
Why
this
check
small
raise?
sizing from a player who's just super stabby, I'm gonna.
Yeah, super stabby player. Let him bet and just call. I don't like the check raise.
Okay. That's fair.
Because you have a ton of equity and you have a good ass hand. And he's a super stabby player. When we check raise, what do we fold out here? All of his shit we beat.
All of his shit we beat that has 24% equity against us.
That's true. You also got
in all
8 more
fairness,
outs.
if I find myself in this spot heads up, I probably do just call. But with this player behind, I don't want to play. I check raise specifically because I don't want to play to the turn multi-way in a pot that's starting to bloat a little bit.
Yeah. because you often don't hit your straight or your two pair or your
Right.
chips on the
So
river.
heads
And
up. So back to Brian's point, heads up against this player. Yes, I would just flat the three. But being multi-way, I like to narrow the field a little more and um
Yeah, it makes more sense multi-way, yes.
yep.
and it goes fold. I win.
Yeah. He folded out nothing, and his nothing had around 25% equity, 22% equity against you.
Well, I lost
So
a $7,000 pot with 5-6 off at
And he
1-2.
fold the 5-6
So,
off.
so I'm
1-2.
at 1-2. I lost a $7,000 pot. So and I made my two pair on the flop and full house on the turn.
So
Oh,
what you're saying
So
is you should prepare that hand to bring it to the table so we can
that'd be fun.
give you as much shit as everybody
okay,
gives me for the
Right.
5-6.
yeah. I'm I'm just as guilty as you, except I lost more money.
Yep. So
Won money here. So
here's the short.
results.
So here's the short.
Results, not process.
So here's exactly that's the most important thing if we learn nothing else. So here's the heuristic to keep in mind. This is not 100% true across all configurations. This is mostly true against most configurations, which is the more players in the pot, the less you defend your big blind. So
Yes.
do not look at pot odds. Look at reverse implied pot odds. That's what you're playing
Yes.
against. And
Your
five,
defense
six off,
frequency is shared between everybody, so you have to defend considerably less.
right. And if 5-6 offsuit was not a fold to the cutoffs open, it's definitely a fold against the cutoffs open and the big blind. Now, the cutoff and the button. Now, one other complication here that we can all learn: this is less true when the call comes from the small blind. So if you're in position against this, if you're in position against one player and out of position against one player, the range of hands that you have to fold goes down a little less. So there are hands that you call when the small blind calls that you would fold when the button calls. This is not one of them. This hand will fold when the button calls, this hand will fold when the small blind calls, and this hand will fold when both of them fold. Fold this hand. Congratulations on winning. And also, most important thing, you get to play your hands any way you want. You do not have to play them the way GTO says. You do not have to play them the way Scotty says. You do not have to play.
Oh no, Scotty's cutting out.
Scotty's cutting out.
I think he's gonna say, "Don't play him the way Brian says." That's what I think was coming next.
Don't play him the way Larry says either. Larry, you back yet? No, he's not.
No, he's not back.
So
Because if we played him the way Larry says, it would be fold everything but aces here.
well, might
Hey,
get wild
Larry's
and
been
play
adding a
kings.
little bit of bluff. He's been adding a little bit you missed recently.
Bluffed with kings a couple times, yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I might be rubbing off on him. See,
All
he
right.
bluffed in a spot, and I was like, Larry, I'm happy you bluffed, but I would never bluff here.
I did. I promised you guys I would give you at least one hand to flame me on, so this was it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you. I think the check raise, like, yeah, I didn't like it. But I think it has merits when it's multi-way. The one thing I didn't agree with what you said was that the pot's getting bloated and we're multi-way with a hand that's not that strong. I mean, you're bloating the pot a lot here when you do this and you get called. You don't have a very.
That starts to narrow it down. I mean,
So what does what does he call behind with? Like, so what is he? So he has air that he stabs with, which he's most likely had air. Um, he's complete air. He's got some over pairs, some single pair hands, some two pair type of hands. I mean, when he bets here, he still has everything in his range here as he bets, as he's calling on the button to a small open size, and he's probably a looser player, it seems. So
he's got a 37 with a 2-3 bet and then a 94% C bet. So he's firing a lot.
what does he do on the turn?
100%.
Boom. I would prefer. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. You
He's
get
a
stuck.
9 aggressive
Sometimes
aggression.
they catch their bullshit every once in a while, but you know.
Yep. And like I said, had this been heads up, me versus 12, I would have just called. But it's this extra villain here. And if he calls the check raise, by the way, when I made it, my thinking is if he calls, I'm probably shutting down unless I get a favorable turn.
Yeah, no, I agree with shutting down. Um, because what does he call with? I mean, he calls with a lot of hands similar to yours and hands that are
Right.
better. So he's going to call
So,
with a ton of hands very similar to yours and a lot of hands that are better than yours.
yeah, he's never calling worse.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of pair plus some sort of straight draw and then over pairs and
And even considered if a six peels, I'm probably shutting it down and then
my
and
question is
assessing what he does.
what do you it's when you check raise like what folds other than complete air? Like nothing basically. Maybe yeah, fours and threes.
Right, but Brian, look at the look down. Now look forward to the turn and river. What can you get to fold by the river?
You can
Mm.
get more, like I said, at this point, I'm probably giving up if he calls unless
But
I get a favorable turn.
But
And
your
there
check
is
raise,
favorable turns.
I agree with you, but when he calls, what information, like you get information that he has a pretty solid hand now, and now you get to try and make a really good hand fold versus when you call here, say they both call or the one guy folds and he comes around. Now you get a lot of information from his sizing that he takes on the turn. Like when he
So
starts going, when what he does on the turn is going to be a decent indicator. And he may see bet all turns, but I think there is going to be some sizing tells in those C bets. Like, yeah, the turn comes out and he bets massively. I'm not loving my hand at all anymore. And then when
Agreed,
turn
but
comes out and he bets very small, you can check raise there and start to apply a lot of pressure on a range that you don't think is very strong. Like here, we just don't have information that says, I mean, yeah, he bets a lot, which is good that you want so you can get him to fold. But on the turn is when I think you're going to get a lot of information on how strong he really is.
okay, so let me
maybe,
go
but
both.
he's firing every single turn. So
That's
I'm
true.
really not getting that much info. And, you know, to quote Scotty, look to our left, right? Even on the flop, I can look to my left. This guy is rarely folding two bets on the flop. I
Yeah.
don't want to call here. It's the multi-way that changes the dynamic. Heads up, yes, I agree. It's a call, 100%, I think. Um I mean, you have to mix a few check raises in here. This is a pretty good check raise spot. But multi-way, I don't want to flat here and incentivize this guy to flat. And now I'm going to the turn multi-way, and I have really no idea what either of their ranges are. I mean, I know that
Yeah.
his is not the top of his range gets chopped off, but there's still a lot left in his range that I'm saying, where the fuck am I?
So I have
Yeah. I like check raise with 5-7. That's that my like with the gutter. I don't like what the open end did was my main thing.
See
But
that?
so Brian, let me repeat something you said and then ask you a question going forward. So
mhm,
in in poker coaching language, we look at this hand and we say, what is this hand? It is a marginally made five. It's top pair, but with a bad kicker and a low pair, and it is a draw. When we have both
mhm.
marginally made and a draw, the marginally made takes precedence and marginally made hands call rather than raise. So those are all the reasons to, in poker coaching language, to do what you said, which is a call, which makes total sense. Solver, we know, when it has a pair and a draw, often plays those aggressively. And this is that. So that's an argument there. My question to you is, if you play this as a check call, which is perfectly fine, and I'm going to give him a very simple range. His range is is tens, jacks, and queens. That's just his total range is over pairs. He has no other hands because those are the ones that matter because his air folded to the check raise like this. So we do this, and the turn comes um, an uninteresting card for all of us, an eight. We check again. He bets again. What size do you expect pocket tens, pocket jacks to make there, and how do you want to proceed given your 5-6 with that?
I can answer this question, but I would say that he never has jacks, tens, and queens because he called on the button.
No,
Eh,
he raised. Oh
no, he was the original
no!
raiser. He called, but
Oh, never
caveat
mind.
here, he
He
has
called on
a
the.
2 3 bet. 2% three. His three bet is very,
Okay.
very low.
All right.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah,
He has
that's I
okay.
still think at least queens are in there.
He has eights. He has eights, nines, and tens. That's
Yes.
but because I want to look at that hand class. So, or he has pocket nines. He just has one hand, pocket nines that fits the story. He has pocket nines.
Hmm.
What's he going to bet on the turn of an eight? What size do you expect him to bet, and how do you want to respond to that size?
What was the pot? He has
There's six. There's
eight in
seven
the
and a
middle.
half.
He bets three,
He bet
and then
three, so there's going to be
so
13.
we
Pot's going to be 13,
yeah, so we have 13 in the
14.
middle,
14,
and
14.
he still has an overpair.
Yeah.
What does he do? Um,
He
well,
has
you check raised him. Are
no
you
check
so?
raise. No check raise. We called. This is on the
Oh, we
call.
called. So we have
Call
13.
line.
He called. So now we check to him. He's going to continue to bet, and I think it depends on what happens with the eight. If the eight brings in, is it a rainbow eight or is it a
Rainbow eight. Rainbow eight.
rainbow eight? So we got a rainbow eight. He's going to continue to bet, and he's going to bet. I mean, I think either rainbow or not, he's probably going to size up a decent bit, and it's not going to be. I don't think. I think he'll go around three quarters.
Three quarters, two thirds seems exactly right to me. So he does that bet. We have a pair, and we still are open ended. We're not folding, right?
No, but
And
when
we're
he
not.
takes that sizing now, I'm not loving trying to get him to fold.
Gotcha.
Even
So
in
you're just going to
GTO,
realize.
at
You're
least
just going
in
to realize your
peak,
equity.
Yeah,
in
well,
peak,
they're
that six
incapable
five
of
is a
folding
fold.
an they're incapable of folding an overpair.
Right.
So it's like, well, I'm
Sounds
not going
good.
to try and get them to fold an overpair. It's
Okay.
like,
Okay. Good enough. That's a great. That's completely consistent. All right. Yes. Peak does not have 5-6. I can't believe this. How did you not?
So we'll just have to look at what suited does,
5-6
which I
suited.
guess
Yes.
um my 5-6 is
Yeah.
he likes
actually
her.
so
Yeah. It mixes
is
heads up, and we know that. That's the thing
yes.
is GTO. We know often bets the pair and a draw, and poker coaching simplifies this to mostly a check. I mean, mostly a call. And Brian is doing a call for the same reasons. And
It's
and in its multi-way nature, I do like your bet more. Let's let's Prometheus it and then move on.
do not have Prometheus.
I do. I don't have
Perfect.
Prometheus on the turn.
I don't hate the race.
All right.
I
So this is
just,
the
You would proceed as a call.
yeah, I would probably proceed as a call.
And
Um,
my argument for the call for the raise is that I'm kind of at the bottom of my range. I don't have a strong hand. We're multi-way
you are not at the top. You're
against a super stabby player. I would like to that he shouldn't that if really should have completely whiffed him. I want to end the hand.
so like if I
And
had no showdown value and I had a draw, I'm absolutely blasting the hell out of them because everything that they fold is good for me to fold.
right.
When I have showdown value and a draw, it's and against a very stabby player. Like I have a hand that I'll show where I did a absolutely like monstrous check raise on somebody with a big draw because I'm like, yeah, they're gonna fold shit that, if my draw hits, I'm gonna get a bunch of money from, but they're also folding shit that has my hand beat. So it's like
so
I'm
Prometheus
completely
has
fine with it.
donks here.
Prometheus has donks. Not surprising
And
on a
they
6x5
have five
board.
six at full frequency, or
No, they don't show the frequency size. This is a sliver. But I'm giving it, but it's here for you. Okay, so you have some donks, but the check is fine. We like the check. We're going to go for the check. So we check. The middle guy has almost no betting. He checks. This guy has got a lot of betting. He bets small and comes back on us. And Prometheus. This is good that we are arguing over Prometheus on
we gotta look at 5-6. I
oh
mean, I
on
guess it's the same.
5-6. No, Prometheus loves the call. The,
Yeah.
the raise is not terrible. It loves the call. And
All right.
what was your exact suit just for part shits and grins?
Spade club.
Spade club, and the board was what was the board relative to you? We'll just do the exact
Three of
one.
spades, four of clubs, five of
All
hearts.
right, I'm going to do that again. Okay, so we are here. Let's go back to doing this. Okay. 3 spades, 4 clubs, 5 of
4
hearts.
clubs, 5 of hearts.
Okay, that's the one. We've already got the solve there. I got it there quick. Check, check, bet. And yours was the exact, which combo was it again?
5 of spades, 6 of clubs.
5 of spades, 6 of clubs. All right.
And it is 90% call.
It's no, the 5 of spades, 6 of clubs is all call.
100% call.
Yeah. All right. There you go. So,
That
I
doesn't make me right. I like to hear like why you do
I know.
things. And I
No,
think you have a valid enough reason to do
no,
what
we
you did.
right. So
I
I
I'm
I wanted
fine
to
with the
I
way he
wanted to go to
played.
Prometheus after the argument. So
Hmm.
there we go. We now have all the answers. Play your hands however you want. Back to you. Was that the last hand? You got another one, Andy?
One more.
Okay.
Oh no,
Well,
2 more. This
okay.
and
Two
then
more.
another one after.
All right.
Down to 5-handed.
Oh, by the
Um,
way, while you're doing this, while you're sharing the screen, I got cut out. How much of my long speech about 5-6 offsuit did you hear? Do I need to say any of it again?
it's part of it.
We need to hear all of it.
You need to hear all of it. All right. Did you hear the part of the speech about the difference between the small blind calling and the big blind, the small blind or the button?
Yeah, we heard that part.
All right. Then
We
the
heard you
last
get into
part.
the part where you say don't play a hand how you want to, and not how Scotty says, Andy says, and I'm assuming Brian says was the next one.
No, it was Mark
Yeah,
Dean's.
and
Nice,
we
nice
heard
try,
the part
Brian.
about
Nice
Andy's a
try.
silly fish,
Mark
and if he
Dean.
keeps showing fishy hands, we're going to kick him out of the group.
Nope, I did not say that at all. I did not say that at all. But I do like that Brian said it was Brian. All right, moving on. Good. You got the whole
So,
speech. You got the whole speech.
oh yeah, I gotta grab the screen. I'm sorry. Moving on. We are 5-handed now, different table. Um, and I have pocket 6s in the cutoff. I almost folded, but I decided I'll go ahead and open.
Good.
Why did you almost fold? I hope you were
Being a
kidding.
smartass.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
And he goes call both the blinds. Okay.
Right. This hand should be easy to play. Oh, this hand got very easy.
It's handled fun, right?
Yeah.
And we have this guy here who I have quite a bit of history with. He's a decent player, although he flatted a late position raise in the small blind. But he probably looked to his left and saw that this guy never 4 bets or 3 bets. So he figured a flat is okay. This guy is, I don't have a huge history, but he's losing at 10 big blinds per 100.
Right. He can flat queen 10. He can flat 10 jack. He can flat pocket pairs. All those things can happen. This is great.
So
Set's a great hand.
Yeah.
obviously I'm betting this board almost 100%. What size do we like?
4.
Yeah, half
2.
pot.
I'd bet a bit bigger than that.
As long as you're going to make up
So
for it on the turn, this is fine.
yeah, my thinking is why the sizing I chose is multi-way takes precedence over everything else. So
Mhm.
I'm betting my strong hands and good draws, checking everything else. And when we bet multi-way, generally, even in position, we bet a third pot. Unless we flop a super nutted hand against players that never fold. But so I go third pot. This is obviously a little bit less than third pot. But
You're making it very easy to be check raised, and that's good.
yes.
Let's
We
get
got a
check.
player with a decent check raise amount, 9%.
Yep.
He calls. Okay, don't hate it.
Nope.
His probably a lot of top pairs, some draws, some king jack, some jack nine, some ace jack, some a lot of just stuff, right?
I don't want to see a 9, a jack, or a king very much. I'm still going to keep betting, but those are the hands. Those are the only cards I don't want to see.
Grant, he never 3 bets, so he has queens and tens in his
Yeah.
range
Go broke.
because his 3 bet is 3 times out of 216 opportunities. He does not like the 3 bet, and we can even look. So his 3 bet by position, he has never 3 bet from the big blind. So something to keep in mind moving forward.
Mm-hmm. If he has tens, then
Yeah,
fine. He gets my money.
let's just lose 65 big blinds.
I'm totally fine. Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Top pair.
that card is really good.
It's because I'm thinking he check raises a lot of his queen 10 here. He does check raise at a decent enough frequency that I think queen 10 gets check raised. I think queens and tens probably get check raised. So at this point, when he only calls, I'm feeling pretty good, right?
If he has queen tens, he gets all our money. That
Yes.
that's totally fine.
Yeah. Pot at a minimum here, probably more.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Just giving him an
Terrible.
opportunity
Disgusting.
with. So my thinking on this sizing is I'm giving him an opportunity to check raise a queen.
Okay, that's fair. I'm with that.
And if he
has a 10.
doesn't, and if he has a straight draw, keep him in with it.
Yeah,
And not let and go small enough that that queen's not going to be super scary.
Yeah, so you go bigger than, but he has a ton of hands here that just aren't folding. I mean, tens look better when the top pair pairs, at least depending on how he thinks about it. He's gonna think, oh, I got two pair now. It's less likely that he has a queen. I don't know if that's how he thinks about it. That's how a lot of players
38.
do
He's
think
a
about it.
38-3. He's not thinking, Brian.
Sure.
My betting Pottermore was a mistake. Yeah,
I
you
don't
should-
think pot or more, but I think that you
No.
can bet bigger than this
Right.
and still accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Probably could have gone with a B66.
bet
Yeah, and you're
exactly
still
what bet exactly
just
what 10 would call and a queen will raise. What is that size in your game, Andy? What's a 10 calling?
That a 10 will call and a queen will raise is probably right about here.
Okay. Maybe
bet.
maybe more like 6.
Yeah,
That's not folding six.
I could have gone a little bit bigger.
But I was wrong. Don't bet. I thought you needed to bet pot because you can always just do it on the river.
So he only calls. So now it's just kind of like,
It's a lot of 10.
strange.
He's got a lot of
Yeah,
10s.
a lot of 10x.
Yeah.
And then we get a brick on the river, right?
Mhm.
So now I'm thinking, what do I have to do? Okay, now I go B66. Let's
Yes.
see, maybe the 10 will call again. Everything missed. I bet small when the queen peeled on the turn, so maybe he'll call me with a 10x.
Okay, before you hit the next button on it. So all that makes sense, but here's the other thought I want to have here. I don't know the answers to these questions, but I want to ask myself here, how much will a queen call? Before I ask how often he has a queen, I just want to say how much will a queen call here? And the answer is all in, right?
I mean, all in all reality is 3x pot.
Right. But a queen will
It's
call
not.
all, do we agree that a queen is calling all in here?
Yes.
Okay. A queen is calling all in, and a 10 is calling, you're going to choose your number 13. So, all in is 60, which is about 4 times that. So my question is this: does he have more or less than a 4-to-1 ratio of 10s to queens? Here, it's hard for him to get here with a queen. I agree. Queens raised a lot, but But
He's 4 times as likely to have a 10 than a queen. I think
if it,
so.
okay, if it's more than 4 times as likely, I like this size, and if it's if he's more than 4 times as likely to have a 10 than a queen, I like the size. If he's less than, like if he's only 3 times as likely to have a 10, I want to jam. Given that
Well, it,
thing.
And
I
now,
would. There's no need to jam because with this size, I mean, if he is getting tricky with his queen, he's probably gonna raise here. So you can
let's get
kind of
spicy. Let's get spicy, boys and ladies.
bam.
A min click. Now
Oh.
I don't know that I want to just
now I say fuck.
He could have 7s.
And I think my hand is way too strong to fold here.
No fold.
Oh, you're never folding.
No
Well,
folds.
he's
He-
a
no
and-
passive player, right?
What was that?
He's a passive player, right?
Oh yeah, he's one of our fishy friends. He's a 38-3, a 60 on a C bet on the flop, and then 0 turn. I have no information on river because he never C bets turn, so I have no river C bet information. Other than he's never check raised a river. He's only had 2 opportunities, but he's never done it. He has a very low 3-bet, 0 4-bet. Never folds his big blind, so he gets here with a considerably wide range.
I think call is all right. I don't know if it's too nitty, but
Hmm.
In this
Well, what does he
spot,
do
bottom
this with?
set, I just don't think this is never a bluff.
No,
He's
this is
only
never a
Um,
bluff. Yeah.
your beat, or he's overvaluing a queen.
Yeah, but I agree with Scotty. I'm never going bet 3-bet here against a river check raise from a fishy player because it's never a bluff. Whatever he has, he thinks he has the best hand.
Right.
Um, and he's passive enough that a queen might just call here.
Yeah.
So I tank and I decide I'm not good enough to fold,
But the
even though
problem
we are
is,
playing.
does the queen, single queen, ever just call on the turn to your very small size? He's passive, but that's a really tiny size.
No, I don't know. A queen does get here. A naked queen does get here sometimes. Um,
I would think almost never because the queen brings in his flush draw.
right.
Yeah,
And
it brings in
Yeah.
I
a
think
flush, and
queen
you bet
10.
super tiny.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think queen 10 check raises off on the flop, but I don't really
So,
know.
so
So this
Brian,
looks
are
like
you advising a fold here?
I am like
Or are you advising a
cons
raise?
No,
I'm
Brian's not.
considering it because
Yeah.
this is so weird. Like honestly, I'm concerned. It doesn't seem like. Oh my gosh. So like every once in a while, tens are gonna play tricky enough here, like pocket tens are gonna play tricky enough here that they're just gonna call on a board like this on the flop. That they'll just call because they have nothing really to be worried about except for straights, and then they boat up on the turn. So now, you a lot of players would want to raise to build the pot, but they're scared to lose their customers. So they might continue to just check call on the turn when their hand is now so nutted that it can't get outdrawn. And then on the
Let's
river, go for a raise, and also sevens can get here, which is the other thing.
Yep.
That's
so let's
all right.
play make believe for a second. Let's pretend which I don't get why he didn't, but let's play make believe and pretend he jams here. My thought, if he had check raised shoved, it's a snap fold.
Okay.
Where
The
I'm
other
debating
hand that
is
I'm slightly concerned about is something like somehow, which goes kind of against what I was saying, but something like Queen Seven, a passive player that's scared. Okay, they have a stronger queen than me, but now I mean, this just looks a ton like a full house, and you have what the worst full house. So
Yeah.
it's
I'm
like,
the absolute worst full house. There's
uh,
no full house worse than mine.
and
Yeah,
when
but
he
I
does,
think MDF wise, we can't fold here.
oh yeah, I mean, against a certain player in my player pool, I'm very close to considering folding here. Um, against him, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's ever a raise. And I think you can just call, but it's,
No, do I think more of us are? Do I think we're finding a lot more folds when he jams instead of this min click?
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
it's even hard
Oh, against it.
against
do
the
you think we
jam. This
find
is
more folds or less
stronger than
folds?
a jam, I think.
It's cheaper
But
than a jam.
with this price, we need to be right less time than a jam, so it's easier to make the call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
this is boiling down to strictly a pot odds decision.
yeah.
I mean, you're gonna look like the biggest fish ever when you call and he has a single queen or whatever, but at the same time, this is just screaming, I have better than bottom full house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we ready for the reveal?
Yep.
Don't show me Queen 7, please.
I call. Oh, better than Queen 7. Scotty nailed it.
Pocket queen, pocket sevens. There it is. Yep.
7-7.
2 others.
He called, which that I mean, my small
Because he didn't play
sizing.
like he had a queen. It makes sense.
If I was in this position in live, I'd be sitting there like, I swear I'm not net rolling, but I think you might have me beat. And then I would call, and then they'd be like, wow, shocking. I was right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Do we want to take a peek or do we want to go to the next hand? Let's go to the next hand. So the next hand is the last hand I have prepared for you
Okay.
guys, and it's a fun one.
Okay.
So this guy, particular
question.
villain.
One question on that last hand. We all,
Okay.
so at first, my first instinct was on the river was to jam, just like, without thinking, I just go, well, that's what I want to jam. Then I went, no, I'm not jamming. Did everybody move from jam to call or fold?
I was
I
exactly
definitely
this.
did.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
moved
I was
from-
exactly where you were.
Let's all make sure we think at least hard enough to get to call or fold. Did anybody fold?
Now I didn't fold, but I wanted to.
I would have bet more on the flop and turn. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a blunder
Okay.
to.
I think the mistake is the turn bet. The flop bet I'm okay with. We're multi-way. I have a good hand. There's very lit. It's a dry board. And there's only
Your
No, but I
turn.
think that
Your
I-
result. Your
when I
result.
flop bottom set, I want to play for stacks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I can
think that
agree
it's
with your-
It's a
your-
huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge hit to your win rate if you're not playing for stacks when you flop
Yeah.
bottom set
But he
here.
thought he was. But he thought he
Right?
was setting himself up to play for stacks. He was.
So no, but I don't think that
But
the
not at all.
guy's check raises enough
No, because
or
it's a
raises
passive
me
player.
enough. Like my pool plays extremely passive.
So
So
here's
if the money's going to go in, I have to shove it in.
right. But here's what Andy is thinking, and I don't think it's crazy at all. Which is on the turn, the part of his range that's going to stack off is a queen, and he's going to check raise a queen. Therefore, on the turn, when he check raised his queen, we were jamming on the turn. There was
We're
we were
going bet
fine.
free bet if he raises.
But if you check rate,
or we were calling to get it all in on the river. I mean,
the thing about like this, all of his tens are still gonna call if you go bigger here, and all of his queens are probably still gonna raise when you go bigger. Not you don't have to go egregiously large, and then all of his flush draws aren't going anywhere. So let's target that instead
Right.
of trying to get him to do what we want him to do. Because like here, if you bet, I think if you bet at least, I think you could bet just under pot like 10 or 9, and a lot of his queens are still gonna check raise with that flush card coming in. And then his tens will probably still call one more time, and we're not going to get much more out of them any at this point. And all of his flush draws are calling. So let's target that portion of his range instead
One
of
beautiful thing by betting small, I get to keep in all his 7s, 8s, 9s.
exactly what you want to
Well,
do.
but by the way, most people are going to fold. Not most people. This is a really good time to fold sevens when you follow up.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
Yeah. So you like 10 on the turn. I like 6 or 7 on the turn. I do
I
think
agree
it's
with you. I think it was a blunder
Yeah.
here. I think it was a mistake. My sizing was a mistake here. I got to heads
Not
up.
because of
I
the result,
have
though.
a good
Right.
hand. I want to play for stacks. I should have bet bigger.
Yeah.
And my thinking was slightly flawed is that I want to target exactly a queen, and a queen will check raise.
You know what it is? It's the fancy play syndrome.
It is FPS. Yes.
I got a strong hand. Let's put some money in the pot. Let's target their strong hands, unless they're telling me
Yes.
I have nothing
I was
strong.
feeling a little under the weather. I was diagnosed with FPS in this hand.
Yep. All right.
All right.
But yeah, not
aces.
because of the result. Yeah, it's
No.
very uncommon that they drill a better boat on the river against you.
I don't
But-
I don't need to be targeting those hands. I want to target stuff that I want to play for stacks, right?
Yeah, and you get say you get here and he just calls and you have when he just calls, you're now putting him on what? Flush draws and tens, right? And like almost no queens.
And we
So
are
his range is very like face up now. So when you make it 7, 8, if he re-raises, yeah, you jam. But when he just calls, you're like, okay, now I'm targeting a 10 and I'm not going to go massive on the river. And his flush draws are folding no matter what. So that's all we should focus on. Versus, I mean, I feel like going bigger just accomplishes more. You get calls from hands that aren't really going to give you a ton of money on the river anyways. And
If
then
I
you
go
can,
say 8 here, that puts 8 is 16 is 27.5 when we get here. So he checks 27.5. A B66 is what, 19, 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
So instantly, even if, against a 10, I'm getting an extra what, 8 big blinds
yeah.
total in the hand.
So,
Right.
Um, I mean,
so
as
I think
played, and I agree. Looking back on the hand, and one thing that I do, and maybe I should, like when I tag hands specifically for group while I'm playing, I even when I'm going back and reviewing hands, I exclude those hands. So this is the first time since playing it I'm seeing this block of hands.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So one question on this hand, whatever size we go on the turn, whether it's 4, whether it's 6, 7, 8, or 10, all those sizes, when we get check raised on the turn, our intent is to get all the money in, right? That's what we are planning on doing when we get check raised on the turn. And our only question is the way to get it all in to jam now or to call and see what his size on the river is?
From in position, I actually like the call.
Right. But we are trying to get, the only time we stopped trying to get all the money in was when it was a check raise on the river, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Because
on
at
that
that point,
turn,
especially the min click is like,
yeah, right.
that's a scary bet.
Yeah. Now on the turn,
Although given his where I think his skill level probably lies, I don't know that the min click is that scary. I think
right,
the min click and seeing the result, like it's not, it's because if he's got queen 10, queen 7, pocket tens, I think he jammed. I don't think he min clicks. I think the min click is, well, I have a full house on a pair, so I should probably raise something.
yeah. So on the turn, when we're facing the check raise, if we jam, so if we don't jam, the flush draws only pay us off when they get there.
Yeah. The
When we,
question is, does
yeah,
he do that with a flush draw when you go
yeah,
bigger?
yeah.
Probably
So that's the
not.
question. So when we go here and he goes to, we're gonna go 4. Actually, we're gonna go 6. We're gonna go my number. We go 6, and he goes to 20. So he's got 45 left, and the pot is now 40 is now 51. You want to just jam right here, or do you want to check behind? Um,
If
j-
he had, my plan was if he check raises here, I was going to put it in.
okay,
That was my plan going in with the small sizing, is trying to induce the check raise
right,
and then put it in if he does.
right.
And if
So
he doesn't, I know he's never that strong, so I can kind of figure from the river where I want to go.
okay, all right. Aces.
but like
Yeah,
I think the error is you didn't bet enough on the flop.
I don't, flop's okay. I mean, I think you can bet bigger on the flop, but
No, I think you definitely want to bet more on the flop.
See, I'm reverting back to multi-way flop sizing where we almost never bet more than third
No, but
pot.
they don't know that. They don't
That's
know that.
fair.
Like
And granted,
here
I go
against
close to
against
pot.
my
He
pool.
probably folds. He maybe, I don't know.
yeah.
I have no idea.
So Derek, you want to get more money in on the flop against a queen and a 10, just a naked queen and a naked 10, and then get a little more money on the turn from a queen and a 10, and then when you jam the river, you got it up this size, and if they fold, so what? They fold, but you've got no. That's the line you want to take, right?
Right, right.
That's your
So,
reason.
I don't think you always jam the river.
but I think that it's sort of like in my pool, I'm betting 7 here because I want to play for stacks. This is a
Right.
hand you want to get stacks in,
Right. And
right?
the way you want to get stacks here is by doing bet big, bet big, bet big for the way is not, and
Right.
then,
So
yeah,
you want to get all 67 in. And then if he gets his 2 out, good.
Oh yeah,
Fine. We you
right.
know like we get to practice celebrating
Yeah.
our loss, right?
Right. So you're gonna go close to you're gonna go close to pot here because you want to have a check bet line that gets you all in,
I want to get
and this is
$67 in here. I
right.
want to lose more when he gets
Yeah,
his
yeah.
two
Or
out.
10,
Yeah, got it.
17.
But I'm saying I'm with you. I'm saying that the way for that to happen is that you're going to do three big bets, and when the top pair, when the queen doesn't pair, and it just comes up a deuce, and then deuce and a nine on thing, you're going to do all the betting yourself, and get as much in there, and have him call you down with his queen jack.
Yeah, because this guy
Okay,
fits my profile of being
okay,
passive, right?
okay.
And loose. So
Yep,
get them, you know, bet.
right.
Like you're never going to get all the stack in, and that'll hurt your win rate in half. Like if you don't get all this, like in this situation, I want to lose more when he
Oh
gets
yeah,
his
yeah,
two out seven,
yeah.
right?
Okay, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this in a solve, and then we will move on.
Obviously, I had to do just cut off raise,
Yeah, yeah.
big
That's fine.
blind call because I can't do.
That's fine.
So he checks. What do my sixes?
This changes the size because you're not multi-way.
Yes, so the sizing will change. Um, the sixes do like multi-way here, or I mean, do like the bigger bet.
Yeah, because they unblock his queen and his 10.
Um, but as played, we go small. Sevens are pure calling, and then we get. Okay, we'll call it the Queen of
It's a queen of
Spades.
diamonds. It's got to be diamonds because we
Yeah.
brought in the flush draw.
So he's checking range again. No shock there. And here our sixes like to go. And what is our exact combo? Club heart.
Not gonna matter. They're
It doesn't matter. Well,
yeah,
it kind of does with the flush draw out there.
right.
Um, our exact combo likes a slightly bigger bet at uh 60, a B60.
Yeah,
But again, as played, I took the small sizing and sevens is a pure call again. So let's see if I go with the GTO sizing. Sevens is actually starts to raise a little bit and fold a little bit, mostly calling though. So he calls. River was the seven of clubs and pure check. And now what do my sixes like? My sixes like a B150.
yeah. They're like an overbet.
Yep, but I went small again because I suck at poker.
On the
And
river, I don't hate. By the way, I don't hate your small size on the river. I don't because his hand smells like a 10.
Yeah, and he's giving you no reason to believe that he has anything super strong that can
Yeah,
call.
yeah. His hand smells like a 10, and because it doesn't smell like a queen, and you gave your thing. The queen makes four times as much money as the 10, and you think that he has more than four times as many tens than queens. So your sizing is correct.
And also it's inducing.
Yeah, yeah,
and I did induce. I got a check raise.
yeah.
Yeah, you got exactly what you wanted.
Yep.
Get check
All right, let's
raised
take
by
a
a
look.
better full house.
There we go.
And
Let's
he
take a
got
look.
exactly what he wanted on the
No,
river.
no, he didn't get enough money on the river. All right, let's go look at the aces.
All right. Final hand I have. This is a fun one.
So
Okay.
you only play pocket pairs and 5-6 offsuit, huh?
Those are
Yeah,
that's his range.
basically.
That's
That's
his
his
range.
range.
That's my range.
Pretty easy to play against.
Yeah. So we get a limp. Now this guy he was limping quite a bit, limp calling raises, playing fairly passive pre, but then was getting after it post flop. And he was getting isolated a lot. Like
Right.
people were ISO raising him quite a bit. This villain, obviously, I have quite a bit of history there. 6,000 hands. Um, so I went my normal, what size are we thinking here?
The biggest size that we've seen villain one call. If he calls
So
6, go 6. If he doesn't call,
so I went and specifically I went with my ISO size, my normal ISO size from the blinds here because of my history with
Okay.
this gentleman.
Right. So 5.5.
I felt that if I could possibly induce a 3-bet from him by going with my normal size, he would think I'm going to ISO him wide, and he may 3-bet off more frequently.
Great.
Oh,
Trying
okay.
to kind of re-steal, and obviously ideal action. He 3-bets, he calls, I put in the big boy 4-bet and win a decent little pot, right?
Right. So you go 5.5, which is never
Okay.
wrong.
Nope.
Okay.
And bingo.
Yay.
And bingo.
What
All
the
right.
hell?
Let's go.
And now there's only one move left, right? We all agree. Like I'm not getting cute here. I'm not doing anything fancy. I have one move left.
At sacks this short?
90.
Not
Right.
jamming. You're not saying jam.
He's saying jam.
Yeah. I'm
He's
saying jam
Sacks
is the
this
only.
short? At sacks this short?
I went jam.
I mean, we're 100 big, but we're all started north of 100 bigs.
Do we
So I'm thinking because I mean a normal 4-bet here is what 3.5 because I'm out of position plus dead money. So that's what a 4.5. A 4.5 is 60.
The normal the 4-bet out of position is is
Two and a
not
half.
the 4-bet is not 3.5. It's like 2.7.
It's an
so
in
that-
position, isn't it?
No, 2.3 in position.
Okay, so even we call it 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still
Still going 45.
45 plus dead
Still
money is 60.
You're committing,
Yeah.
but you're absolutely committing yourself. But do you want to exploitatively say he doesn't know what a committing yourself means, and make it easier for him to make a mistake with pocket jacks and ace queen? That's the only question.
True.
Otherwise, just jam.
Well, I take the easy route, right? All in.
Great.
Jam. Call.
What the hell?
Perfect.
So you're up against 2 pocket pairs, likely.
Oh, come on, ace king.
Very
ace.
beautiful
If he
flop.
has deuce 7 offsuit, he has like 13% chance.
All right, here we go.
Oh god.
Return. I don't hate the river, but
It's not a
mind you,
jack.
I've already seen their hands.
It's not a jack, queen, or king. That's what you don't want most is jacks, queens, and
Right.
kings.
Oh, this is I'm totally fine to lose here. Okay.
Oh, look at the
Perfect.
limp
But
with
I don't.
kings.
I scoop
Look
a
at the
huge
kings.
pot.
Look at the limp with
Nice.
kings.
Nice.
Yep. He was looking to limp re-raise, and then when it goes bet 3-bet, I don't know why he didn't just 4-bet there, but I do because 65-5 with a 3-bet and 0 4-bets.
Yay. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, by the way, I'll point out if you do this hand any differently, it all goes in pre also. If you go to 40, the queens may not jam. They might just call there. Then the kings jump in and jam, which is
Maybe.
the more entertaining way to get the money in. But this hand, the money all goes in. Before we move to any Brian hands, Derek or A plus or Melanie or Elef, do any of you have any hands you want to show? Because
I have one, but I cannot show. I'm on mobile. I can
Okay.
tell.
You want to describe here? You describe it, and when you describe it, I will put it in so we can see it visibly as you go. So let me steal back the share.
I dropped the screen. It's
That's
all
fine.
you, Scotty.
Okay, here we go. New. Let's do. Okay, we're doing mypokercoaching.com. All right, here we go. Where is it? There we go. Hand replayer. Thank you. All right. So what are the stakes?
5-5.
5-5.
9 max.
Okay.
Or 2-5 works, I think.
Oh no, we do 5-5. Look at this. Watch this. 5-5. There's 5-5. Okay. How many players?
9.
9 players. Good. Okay. Starting stacks are around 100 big blinds for most people.
I have 240 effective and they cover me, so it was kind of
Okay.
deep game.
All right. So let's
Oh,
start
deep
with.
game. Very
So
good.
let's give everybody 240. There we go. Good. And there's no straddle.
And no.
All right. Here we go.
So where's this?
It's in Cyprus. Actually,
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna go soon to play that game. I'm staying in their hotel. It's like a 7-star hotel in Cyprus, and they have 5-5
Nice.
game, and they gave the room for free if you play 6 hours a
Wow.
day.
What's
Yeah.
the rate like? What's the rate like in
It's
Cyprus?
4% non cap. Kind of higher than States, but you get the room and free food, service, alcohol, everything. So it's okay.
Wow.
Right.
I
So we're all
should go
going
to
to Cyprus.
Cyprus.
We're all going to Cyprus. Okay, here we go. So action is.
So I'm in big blind,
Okay.
and player 4, he opens 5x, and this guy usually opens 4x.
Right.
I know this guy is
This player 4, right? You don't mean
yeah.
the fourth player at the table, you mean this guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
player 4.
Right.
So this guy has a sizing tell. He opens 5x when he's a bit better or like has a good hand, especially from early position.
So from that sizing tell, you now conclude that his hand is weaker than usual because he wants to get the folds. Is that right? Not it's better than usual because
No, better because
better
in
because
here game is soft, so people want to see flops, so they call, and most of the pots are multi-way.
Gotcha. So he's betting more just to get more money in the pot. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
So it falls to the small blind, and small blind is a Russian dude, which is a professional player, kind of.
Okay. Go. Small blind.
So Russian dude is in small blind.
Small blind, and
Yeah,
he.
and I think there is like a dead money somewhere between, like somebody calls.
Okay.
So this guy 3-bets huge.
Okay, let me put in.
Like 185, I think he makes.
Let's just put a call there.
Yeah.
Okay, then fold. Raise to 185. That's extra big.
Yeah, but
You're on the button.
GTO wise, I think they're like 3-betting out of position like 5x, 6x, and there's one caller, so he made it huge.
Yeah.
If he's a pro too, he
And,
might be doing this very exploitatively.
It's another exploit because here they don't actually fold 3-bets a lot because they really want to see the flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has a very strong hand.
Yeah.
Good.
So that means, and I have kings.
Specific suits, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Because what I did was I was thinking, so this guy is already strong. He could have like ace queen, queens, aces, hopefully not.
Yep.
And or even jacks, he will do this. So I thought this guy, if I read it correctly, if he's strong, if I call here, he will squeeze anyway, and I get to put all of the money inside.
Right.
I think. Because if
Praise
I 4-bet
Betty.
the pro, I'm gonna look super strong, and they're gonna put me on aces or kings, because who does 4-bet here with a bluff when the pro 3-bets huge, and this guy opens from like under the gun +1, 5x, like it's transparent if I 4-bet. So I just made the call.
All right. So before I hit the call button, your reasoning makes sense. Let me give you just two pieces of argument against it, and then we move on. Which is the hands that you begin to, most of the time these guys fold now, most of their range folds. This guy's whole range should fold.
Yeah.
This guy is at the absolute top of his range, which is not just aces. It's aces, the very rare kings, his ace king, his ace queen suited. Those are,
jacks, queens.
Queens.
Yeah.
Right. So let's call it when he's in that queens plus area. The suited ace, do you want to get the suited ace to call behind you and collect another 155 of his chips? Or do you want to go heads up against this guy's range of aces, kings, queens, ace, king, jack, jack? That just saying, do you want to incentivize the ace queen suited to call, to bring in an ace, to have an ace there? That's the only thought. That's a question.
Yeah,
It's not a correction.
I was hoping or leaning towards him squeezing because he does that often, especially when he's strong.
All right, let's see what happens. We call, hoping for squeeze.
Well, when he squeezes here, I mean, not loving that either.
All right. Okay, we call. Yeah, but when he squeezed, but we're not folding kings, right?
Yeah, we're not folding, so I wouldn't be
We're
like
just getting cool.
praying to get squeezed. I would just be put more money in because fuck it, we lose the aces.
I mean,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, ace on the flop, and we hate life, and we just,
And we
Ace
fold.
on
Best
the
case
flop
scenario,
Yeah.
comes.
king.
But best
Yeah.
case scenario is what's about to be happening.
Oh,
So he squeezed.
We like it.
spoiler.
The squeeze size.
Sizing, I am kind of surprised, like 580 or something.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Screams of aces.
Yeah.
Doesn't
The
mean he has
stack is
aces.
in pre.
Yep.
This guy folds,
All right. He folds.
Get a pro folds.
All right.
and I jam.
Sure. And I claim it doesn't matter what you do here because all the money's
Yeah.
going in now or on the flop. But
There's
Yeah.
only 620
let's
left.
jam
right?
like let's
So-
jam like a
Wrong one,
professional.
Scotty.
What?
Wrong one.
Here we
You
go.
did the pro all in.
Yeah. Did I put it all in? Did I do it?
You put
No,
the
no.
pro all
You
in.
did.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Back that up.
That guy, he folds. There we go. We jam. All right. We are all in. Okay.
And
Call.
he tanks a bit, hating life, but then he
Oh,
calls.
that's good. He didn't
Yeah.
snap
Love the
call.
tank.
Snap. So I was
Okay.
like, oh yes.
Okay, so that's very good if he doesn't
Yeah.
snap because we're
Yeah.
ahead.
Like
Yeah.
he said, now I have to, and then he calls.
Yeah.
Got
His
queens.
ace queen is looking pretty
No,
shitty.
it's queens.
Queens.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay,
say it's
queens
are
queens all
perfect.
day here.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we'll
So-
take that.
Yeah.
We'll
And I
take that
felt
all
really
day.
proud of myself by exploiting this guy. But
Nice.
then he says one time to the dealer and queen opens, but still.
How dare he? How dare he?
Yeah.
He
All right.
used his one
Did
time.
one time on you.
That-
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you
And then-
immediately after he invoked or after the queen spiked, did you call for a one time?
I wouldn't.
Good. Okay.
Why did you ask for your one time?
I've used like 1,001 times.
Right. So
I mean,
If you
it's like 500 big blind, even more than that in the pot.
Yeah.
Like we can say
Yeah.
twice, I think.
So at this point, if you do the more standard thing, the standard thing is you're going to raise him. You're going to be in position to him. So this is a 5-bet. This is a raise 3-bet. So this is your 4-bet. So a 4-bet in position here, the standard would be to about 420 or so. That is a third of your stack. So you could easily jam here. That would be reasonable, and you could go to about 400. Both those make sense. What do we think happens with his queens if you go 400? 420.
That's what I was thinking. I know
He
that
might.
he will fold the queens to
He
me
either-
because of
he either
my
calls
table
or jams.
image and that my hand is transparent because nobody's gonna bluff 4-bet the pro on my right. He's
Okay.
by far was the best player on the table.
Okay.
So
In that case, yeah, great, great non-standard change-up. I think. Anybody else?
Yeah, I
I
think
would like
that
to just-
he probably just calls with queens here, so it doesn't end up going all in pre if she 4-bets. But I think that 90% of the time I'm just gonna put in a 4-bet here because I mean there's a lot of shit that they have that just doesn't. So when you just flat here, you're inviting the pro into the pot whenever the guy behind you just flats, and now you're playing in the sandwich between the pro and the fish, which is good to have the fish to your left, but fuck, I don't want to be playing with the pro in general. So
I
I'd
think
rather
4-bet would be too strong here. I would rather jam and make them think that I have like ace king or something to
Yeah.
make them call me
Incentivize
more.
I mean
Yeah.
that's true. I mean that's ace king's the only hand that I'd consider. I mean
Because like
ace
the click back
king.
is very, very strong, especially coming from me.
Yeah.
I have a question. What would you if you had ace king here? Would you just jam?
Suited.
No, I think not because
What would you
250
do?
is a lot.
I mean, I wouldn't jam either. So would you just 4-bet then with ace king, or would you just fold?
If it's suited, I don't know. Like in Cyprus, most of the people 3-bet with premiums. So I
Mhm.
folded ace king to even 3-bets a lot of time, and I was correct like 8 out of 10, let's say. So I'm making money by folding ace king.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I do the same
But
thing in my game because it's so tight and three bet is the three bet, and then this three bet sizing is so damn strong that ace king I wouldn't want to
yeah,
be really playing in this situation with ace king. So I agree. I'm just like, so when you four bet here, I think when you four bet and you just get the flat, so he folded to this guy's re-squeeze.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
I
I'm
just want the
definitely
pro
not
out of the
calling with
pot.
ace king because I know he's making squeezes most of the times, and I know that he's strong. So
Yeah, I'm never gonna.
I wouldn't
I'm
just
never.
flat. I might four bet. I might fold. Depends.
Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. It worked out, obviously. This is the best case scenario. I think that results wise, this is really good.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that I think the process is good too, expecting that he's gonna squeeze often. So I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not making this play. I'm just gonna they like their hands a lot. I really like my hand. Let's put a lot of money in.
Yeah.
I
And
think
my
that, go ahead.
go on, Derek.
I think that one thing that I would say is that you're sitting in the perfect seat. Like, I think you're in the God seat because
Absolutely, bro.
you can probably expect a lot of the money to be on your right, and you want money and beer on your right.
Yeah.
No, I
Right?
think I would want to put the regular on my left and put the fish to my right because the
No,
regular
no,
they
no, 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 no.
Finish your
That's
reason, Elef.
exactly wrong.
Derek, let her finish and then give your reason.
Okay, go
Go on,
ahead.
Elef.
Okay, my reason is it's least likely that I play a hand with the tight player because I'm tight, he's tight. We are not like clashing very often, but the fish, he's playing every hand. He wants to see the flop. So most of the time I'm gonna be in position to the fish, not the regular, which
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gonna
I
get any
see.
money
I
from
see. I
anyway.
see.
Yeah.
I
That's
I
fair.
love these seats. This guy's on the opposite side of the table than you. You guys, it makes it easy for you guys to never play a hand to each other. So you guys are in a position where you do have to play hands against each other, even if you don't want to. You
No,
know,
but
you have lines of things. So I love this position, but we're not moving. All right, awesome.
what what are you saying?
I'm
You say you
saying
don't like when you say you don't like that position?
no. I'm saying I love the position here.
Basically in general, though, you normally want fish to your left and strong players to your right. I mean, that's the general, but I think her
I
reasoning's not
think the
bad.
opposite. I don't know.
Well, you want them to
Here-
make calling mistakes,
he-
and then you want to see how the strong player to your right reacts whenever they're very aggressive.
If you're the strongest player at the table, you would rather have the fishy players to your right. But in this instance, when you have a pro, I would rather have the pro to my right and the fish to my left. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Either that or have the pro. If the pro's on the opposite side of the table, yeah, I would rather have the fishy players to my right.
Yeah, I mean, in a situation where you have to have one or the other, I'm going to choose the pro on my right, fish to my left.
100% every time.
Okay, since we
I
cannot
agree.
arrange the tables, let's move on to the next hand.
All right.
All right.
Who's it?
Anybody else
Am
got
I
hands?
going?
Yeah, Melanie, you got any hands?
I don't have a hand, but this weekend I played 1-3 in Bratislava,
Mhm.
and I just learned a valuable lesson that limp 3-bet ranges are usually the nuts.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's like a
In live
like a
1-3,
old
it's always
dinosaur
the
move.
nuts.
Limp
Not
You know what
usually.
You know what? I folded kings to a limp three bet this weekend, and I was dead right. It was aces and only aces. I was like,
Wow,
Yeah.
yes.
I was
But
like,
Especially if
actually,
it's an old
Three
guy.
once in a while, it's
yeah,
aces.
yeah,
yeah,
no, and
actually,
it wasn't a limp three bet. Like I raised to a massive size to ISO because it was a
Mhm.
bunch of calls in a straddle pot. The guy that limped first position to the straddle, then after all that, I raised to like 45, and then he jammed with like 270, and I was like, yeah, I said every once in a while this is aces. And yeah, so I fold. That's what I said to him, and he
yeah,
flipped over aces, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that. And I
yeah.
flipped
I
over,
mean,
It's
just folded.
almost
I didn't show the
always
kings.
aces, but every once in a while, it's aces.
Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while, like 1 in 100, it's kings. Other than that, it's
Yeah.
aces.
If
yeah,
I
I
had,
mean, in
And I
yeah,
have
that case,
and I have
it was actually ace king off. to which I nevertheless lost because I had ace 10 suited.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. And by the way, Elif, is it Crystal Cove in Northern Cyprus where you're playing?
No, I'm in Grand Sapphire, but I've been there as well. You're coming to
Okay.
Cyprus?
I've been there in the summer for the Dolce Vita series, but I didn't play cash. I only played the women's cash. So it's only for women, 1-3. And that's very nice to play.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Fun
sounds like a
side
good
note,
game.
Melanie. Something to look forward in the or to look for in the future. When somebody shows that they are going to limp re-raise from up front, it also means when they raise from up front
They
to
never have another
open that their
chance.
range is capped.
Yes.
That they just don't have aces, kings, ace, king. So we get to 3-bet them a lot more aggressively.
Yeah. I mean, there were other warning signs as well. He said with the broken stack, he had two ladies on his side that he was explaining to how great he plays poker, but he never realized once it was his turn to post the small blind. So many warning signs that I ignored, but I learned my lesson.
Then the only one, Brian comes back to in a button straddled pot. I know my strategy playing from the blinds, specifically in a button straddled pot, is I'm limping range. I have 0 open raises, none.
All right.
What?
Um,
You don't open race in a button straddled pot?
from the blinds, specifically, only from the blinds. I am open. I am always, if I'm playing, I'm limping, but my limp raise range is also much wider than aces, kings, and ace king.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay, so
that
button straddle,
weird, horrible thing.
If the button I've never played a button straddle game. If the button
small
straddle,
blind
This is actually
small blind has to act first. Is that correct?
Yes.
And my strategy is backed up by there are a lot of strategies that say to play a pure limp strategy from the blind specifically versus a button straddle, a limp re-raise strategy. And I do, like, I don't limp 100% of hands versus a button straddle from the blinds specifically.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but in a button straddle game, the button bets 2 big blinds blind. Is that correct?
Or whatever the strategy. Sometimes if they allow a bigger straddle. Super common in the games I play. Like if I'm playing the charity games by my house, it's a 1-2 game, and the straddle is almost always for 5. So like it basically becomes a 1-2-5 game, and it's almost always a button. Like here, you almost always see a button straddle. You never really see an under the gun straddle anymore.
Okay, that effectively makes the game a 2-5-1 game, so it more than doubles the stakes.
Yes. But against a button straddle, you get to the small blind acts first.
So the small blind has to be really tight.
Yes, and that's why you can actually advocate for a a pure limping strategy from the blinds specifically versus a button straddle, which I've adopted, and it seems to work effectively well.
So even if you have aces, you just complete the small blind to 1. Is that correct? To 1 big blind?
You would just complete to the straddle amount, and then
you complete to the 2 big blinds or $5.
Well, whatever the straddle is. You have to complete. If it's a 1-2 game with a $5 straddle, you complete to 5. You don't complete to 2.
Okay. And if you have aces, you assume someone's going to raise and you can just pound it. Is that what you're going to do?
I mean, but my limp raise strategy is a lot more than just specifically aces, kings, and ace king. You are going to adopt a much wider limp strategy, or a much wider limp strategy, as well as some limp calls and some limp folds. My limp fold range is much smaller than like a traditional non-limped pot where somebody's just limping a lot and then folding to raises. It's a small limp fold range. It's just because you are raising into so many hands. You have to be exceptionally strong, and players recognize that, so that you get overfolds. So the thinking with the open limping strategy versus a button straddle is that if you're going to implement it, you're implementing zero raises from the blinds to open. You are limping 100% of your range when you enter the pot.
All right, let me show. Yeah,
You're limping. Okay, so what is your range in the small blind?
very tight.
Range would be very tight, like tighter than a 9
Tens and
max
ace
under
king?
the gun open range. It's even going to be tighter than that, and 100% of that range is getting limped.
Right.
So 10-handed, you'd fold ace queen off. Is that how tight you are?
No, we're looking at 9-handed, but ace queen off would be, depending on the table, sometimes a fold, but always, if I'm entering, it's a limp. It's never a raise.
So you're playing
Right. So here's the range.
ace queen off.
Give me, Andy, give me your opening range from the small blind, 10-handed game, button straddle. Mine is going to be something like,
I think I'd fold ace queen off.
I don't think I'm going to play. I'm not going to bother with the bluff. So,
I'm playing ace king.
So I don't
and
have to have any bluffs.
right. Yeah. I
so just
agree.
play ace king and
I think
that's it. Don't play ace queen.
I'm going to include
and then you just fold the ace. Yeah, it's the ace queen.
I
Yeah,
actually, and here, because I do have a limp fold or limp assess range, I'm going down to like pocket 6s or 7s, table dependent.
Okay.
And then I'm probably putting queen jack suited and king 10 suited in there as well.
Okay. So
and maybe a couple more suited aces, again, table dependent.
Right. So just
Game
give me,
dependent.
I'm playing ace 5.
build out just a generalized range for it. Doesn't have to be, I realize
we're adding in some probably ace 9 suited,
right,
and then some of the wheel aces suited, like
Ace
ace 5,
5.
ace 4.
Okay.
And then probably I mix with king queen off, but mostly fold.
Yeah.
That actually, what you have right there, Scotty, looks pretty close to what I'm playing.
All right. Now these are going to be our limp re-raises. We're going to re-raise. Why am I in the wrong thing? The re-raises are going to be there. Aces, kings, queens all get re-raised, and the ace king. Jacks,
Nah.
10s
re-raised. Okay. Those are all limp re-raises. Okay.
Yep. And then
Limp
ace
calls.
queen suited, king queen suited, and maybe player dependent, I will mix with ace jack suited.
Yeah, these are the calls, not the re-raise.
Those are the re-raise. These are still the limp re-raise.
Okay.
Like I said, we need to protect that limping range a little bit more aggressively. Okay. So we can't be, if we are implementing a limp re-raise strategy versus the button straddle, we are and then I'm probably, depending on who is opening or who is raising, like if it's a button straddler that is every time it's limped to him and it's his option, if he's the button straddler who is raising pretty much 100% of range, I'm limp raising 100% of my range that I have here.
Oh, okay. So you're not calling anything as that, but against a normal,
I'm not playing a limp call. I'm playing a limp call with the call hands. I'm playing limp call versus a field raiser.
Right. So against a field raiser, which are you calling? Against a normal field raiser, which are you calling and which are you folding?
I'm probably only folding maybe the ace 4. Actually, I think I'm calling this whole raise, or this whole range, size dependent.
Okay, just normal size. No, a nice normal 4 point. You limp behind, they go to 4.5 big blinds.
Yeah, I'm calling pretty much this whole range.
Okay, so that's your that's you against a field call. All right.
Against a field raise, yep. Against a button raise, where the whole field limps, multiple limpers, button raises, and specifically against a button straddler who raises every time the option gets limped to them.
Right.
Against somebody who has a checking range here, I'm staying with probably my normal 3-bet range, my limp raise range, and then I'm calling the green However, against the player who is raising 100%, which we do see fairly frequently, you'll like that player type exists at a higher frequency than you would imagine. I am this whole range in green is getting limp re-raised as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Welcome back, Mike. Mike, I played against your back raise, Betty Stable, and it was at the 100 mark. And so because you said at the 100 mark, they had switched to value. I folded my, I don't remember, maybe it was ace queen suited or whatever. I folded my ace queen or whatever it was to their 6-7 suited. Oh, all right.
What do you mean by the 100 mark?
100 big blinds, $100 game.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I think up next we're going to go to Brian Live Hands. Oh, I know. I wanted
Yep.
to know. We're not going to
Nope.
Brian Live Hands. We're looking at this for Melanie and everyone else. Here is the database filtered for. This is cash. Good. This is all filtered for limp re-raises. So fives limp, get raised and re-raise. Okay. So here, this is the range. This is all 100 NL on the unnamed site. And as we look through here, a lot of not ace ace. A lot of hands other than ace ace
At 100 and no.
at 100 NL. Now, none of these, I want to point out, none of these are the freaky ones. None of these are the freaky, the small blind limp. These are all legitimate queens limp and re-raise ace king and stack them.
Oh,
Um,
I doubt you have the database. Let's look at 10 NL is what's going to compare to a 1-3 game.
I've got some stuff at 10 NL. I'll put it up in a second. But let's go. I'm going to put in 500 hands. Okay. As we just sort of look through this range. This is not a bad range. I'm just saying it's more than it's more than aces at these stakes. This is what they actually did. All right. You want to see how somebody played pocket nines here. Yep. Open limp the nines, gets raised, goes. The tens do not fold. Neither of them represent that they have. Oh, they got all in. They must have got. Nope. They got all in. He was short stack.
But that was also like a huge re-raise. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like 30 big blinds.
He just jammed. He jammed for 30.
He jammed. Okay,
Yeah, he jammed.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's a jam.
Well,
So
interesting.
yeah. Let's do one other thing. Let's filter this range. Let's filter out the small blind. Let's filter out small stacks because small stacks are different. So filters, add new simple filter, add a filter. We want hand details is where pot size and stack depth. All right. We want the stack depth pre-flop to be at least 100 big blinds. All right. So let's go we'll give him at least 90 and let's just go 300. Okay. Add to filter, saving to fly filters. This is going to pull some people out. All right. Now this should be a real 9-9. Here we go. Up. How'd the small blind get in there? I thought I filtered those out. One more time. I may have done this wrong. Oh, it killed the rest of the filter. Okay. So, 90 and 100. Actions and opportunities. Pre-flop. We want a pre-flop limp. We want a limped first in. Good. And then we want and 3-bet. There we go. So add that to the filter and then add action opportunities, pre-flop raises, a 3-bet, add to filter, and then add one more thing to the filter. We want the hand details. Is that where? Yes, that's where player position is. We want the player position pre-flop to be less than or equal to 8. There we go. So he's not the small blind. Add to filter. Save and apply filters. Here we go. Let's make sure that these do what we think they do. Limp and a raise and a re-raise. Okay. So here, so now none of these guys should be short stacked. Quick look at their stack sizes. Hide the HUD. And because I've done this so many times, we'll find out if YouTube has stopped hating on our friends here. Okay, 191. Yeah, all normal. Yep, 90 big blinds. Ace king. Yep, he's got enough big blinds. Okay, here we go. So with this in mind, with our limp re-raises, now let's look at it. So I pulled out the short stacks, and now a little more normal. King jack seven seven ace. All right. So not purely aces. Right? But looking at it now, sorting it by whole cards, and you're going to see how many aces there are relative to ace king, relative to ace queen. It's a lot of aces. The aces fill up a page.
Yes. More than now we're back into aces.
Right. The aces fill up a page, fill up almost 2 pages. The ace kings, just vaguely, fill up
You also gotta
just
think
over.
about in lower stakes how sick of your shit somebody is.
Yeah. Ace
I've been
queen.
limp raised with not aces before,
Yes.
and it was because they were sick of my shit.
Right. And now here you go. There's your now after you go from aces to ace queen to ace king. Now just seeing how often it is. Ace queen's half a page. Ace jack off like to there. Ace nine like really drops down there. And then this is how many kings you got. Just a page of kings, half a page. So they're up there. So aces is the most common hand, but it isn't just aces. All right. Now,
Yeah,
I'll
super
do one,
interesting.
I'll do one more filter on this, and then we'll move on, which is let's filter for let's choose the size of the game. All stakes. Let's look at this at 100 NL, which is I think which is 50 cent. Is that how they're doing it? This? Yes.
Yeah,
This is
100 NL is 50-cent dollars. So let's look at
yeah, $1. This is 50 cent dollar.
oh, so there it's labeling. Okay.
I think it
So
is.
we need to go to 10 NL.
Right.
10 cent NL.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I'm just going to make sure that that's indeed what they're doing here. Options, view hand details. The game is 50 cent a dollar. Okay, so this is the $100 game here. They don't do it very often, and there's the $100 game. A lot of ace king, more than aces. A little bit no garbage.
Go to 1,000 hands, most recent thousands.
Oh, most recent.
Give
Well, no, this
yourself
is all my
a
hands.
little bigger sample.
No, I think this gets it from everything. I think when you
Well,
do it,
yeah, but it's filtering just for this particular filter. So
right. It's the most recent 5,000 hands that have had this filter. So
oh
it
yeah,
goes
yeah,
all-
yep, I got
yeah,
you. So yeah,
yeah.
so even
So
if
this
you
is
did
everything.
100, this is all it would come up with,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Even if I went to max hands, I mean, I'll do it just to make sure that I'm not wrong on the way that this interface works. Yeah. So there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that's the $100 game. Let's go look at a little lower stakes. Here's a 50 cent game, 6 max, $50. What stakes do you want to see this at?
NL.
9-handed. Here's our friend, Jack 9 offsuit, limp.
Look at his HUD stats. What does it say? See what kind of
100, it's
player.
it's one hand now.
Uh,
And then this guy jumps in with a king jack. He goes over, and the ace king folds. I love poker. He's a genius. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the world. All right, nice. Okay, any other stake you want to see this at?
10 cent NL.
10 cent an L. All right, this is the 9-handed game.
Interesting. Can we see 5 cent as well?
Yeah, this is a $5 game. 5 cent. I'll do 5 cent 6 max. I'll do both of them. I never played that game. 5 cent 6 max. I played it this much. Aces, aces, ace, king, ace, nine, and let's look at the fun with ace.
Oh, yeah,
Ace
we
five.
got to see the 8-5.
Let's see how.
Scotty, why would you limp raise
I don't
8-5?
know. I don't know why I did that. Limp, raise, re-raise.
That'd
He
be a
has all
jam.
the big blinds. Jam, call.
Oh my goodness.
I think that this is a guy saying it's $5. Let's have some fun. Let's. I think this is someone who's playing the dollar amount. And look at that flop. Oh my God. Look at it. He's got 21% equity.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. All right. Or a cat stepped on his keyboard. Okay. So there's some information about this, and the way I think of it is this way. I don't say the thing of the limp raises aces and then sometimes aces. I say he's giving you the aces signal.
Hmm. Mhm.
Live, it's almost
Live,
always aces.
as I say, live, in small stakes live, it's
Right.
very usually
Yep.
aces.
Yep. Right.
Now,
And
I
then
mean, in
Always.
your games, if there's a smart player, like if it's something you could add to your strategy as a smart player to limp re-raise, but have a polarized limp re-raising range, so
Yeah.
that you can have your aces in there, but then also have your bluffs in there to get them
I
to fold
still
out
think
stronger hands.
I still think it's a better strategy to not bother with that. I
Yeah,
think
I wouldn't do
I
that
think that
either, but
there's so many ways of making money without that fancy play.
yeah, I wouldn't do all that. But I know that
But you could.
if there was a really good player that was doing it, I would be more hesitant to assume it's all aces. I'd assume they have a lot more. They have bluffs in there as well.
Jonathan Little at one point did a webinar where he said, I think this would be a very good limp re-raise strategy from from early position if you had to do it. And it was a nice polarized. It had some aces in it and it had some polarization. Uh, and he said, but still, the regular GTO strategy is better.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah.
think so. It's
Yep.
way easy. It's way
Okay.
better.
All right. I'm going to stop the share. Was there anything else on any of the subjects that we talked about? We talked about the horrible button straddle game. We talked about the
I hate
aces,
that.
the
I
aces
hate
signal that
button
is not
straddle.
always always aces, but is tilted towards aces and ace king. It is tilt and kings. It is tilted towards those, towards being
I
strong.
played with a guy recently who was in town visiting from Colorado.
Hmm.
And he said they play the button straddle in Colorado,
Hmm.
but everywhere he plays, the blinds still act last.
Yeah,
So it
that button
goes, if
straddle
the
is
button
fine.
straddles under the
Yeah,
gun still starts,
yeah.
it goes around to the button straddle. He gets his option, and then the blinds get to act.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I hate about the button
that's
straddle
crazy.
with this is that it's like you already have ultimate position, the biggest advantage, and now you get even more a
Yeah,
positional advantage on the
right.
flop. I hate it, but it's
But
like, it's part of the game.
so the button straddle in our game, when you're allowed to do it, it goes under the gun plays up to cutoff, then the small blind, then the big blind, then the button. So it's not so terrible.
Yeah, no, mine is small blind, big blind. It goes
Yeah,
just
that
straight
that's
left of it.
yeah,
It makes I mean, I think it's just I mean, poker's not fair, but I think it's somewhat of an unfair advantage to be able to straddle the button and then
yep,
get last position to act
yeah,
post flop as well.
yeah. It makes it
I
it
mean, you
makes it
are
a
risking
lopsided.
money.
It makes it a lopsided game. But if you were in a game that had the option of a button straddle, I wouldn't take the button straddle.
Oh, I don't take it.
Yeah,
But
Whatever.
Oh,
And the crazy thing is here, I don't know if it works ever this way everywhere else, but here, button straddle takes precedence. So if somebody straddles under the gun and
mhm,
you're on the button and you're like, you know what, screw this guy,
I'm
you can
restraddling.
button straddle and they have to pull their straddle back as long as
yeah,
the cards haven't started flying yet.
Okay.
yeah, that's how it is at my room too.
Yeah. All right. Brian, you got hands.
Yes, I do.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, first hand. I did not do what I need to do. Let me move this real quick. Um, okay. No, this is, we'll just do the action real quick. Okay. Generally, I probably shouldn't be calling, but this guy has a limping range and a raising range. I have a nice hand that plays well from in position, and I believe that this is a very strong range when this happens.
Yeah.
So I just make the call here instead of three betting. Normally, I'd three bet this hand against most players, but He has a limping range and a raising range. His raising range is strong. So we're just gonna go with the call here from the button.
Your call, Jack 10 suited performs fairly well multi-way in position.
Yep. So that's kind of where my head was on this. When we get this flop, pretty shitty, huh? I mean,
Terrible flop.
yeah, I mean, why isn't there a 10 out there as well? Um,
Right. That's on the
so
turn, right?
I wish. But so this guy, I've played with him a decent bit. He, I don't know. I've seen him. So what I know about him is he's incapable of folding an overpair when he's being told his overpair is not good,
Yeah.
is what I know. So I'm trying to figure out if that aligns with is he able to fold top pair? And I should believe that it's no, he's not able to fold top pair, especially an ace.
Yeah.
Whenever that's what I should be believing.
Ace with
I'm not sure.
ace with a decent kicker, and
Yes.
his open raise, since he has an open limp, pushes his kicker up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind
Drive
of
all
what
the way to the casino to get dealt ace king and fold when I hit my ace on the flop. It's a drawing hand and I hit my draw.
yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to think is he
Yeah.
capable? I don't think he is, but I'm like trying to think. I have a really good hand right now. Um, I really hate the way I played this hand all the way through. So he bets 20 here, and I don't raise here because there's not a lot of
No.
draws, and I don't
Well, you
want
want
I
to
don't
raise.
He's going to raise.
I
He
Just
doesn't
not raise.
fold.
Just not
it's
raise.
not yet. It's not yet.
He's
I
going to
will
raise.
raise.
He'll
Don't
raise.
If
worry.
he, does,
He's
if he
raising.
doesn't fold his top pair, just
But Derek,
bet.
the
But I
raise
don't
on
know
the
that he has
turn,
top pair yet.
right? The
That's
raise on the turn is going to be so much bigger. So
yes.
yeah,
And I'm not certain when he
yeah,
has like
yeah.
this
He needs
doesn't
to bet
mean
again.
anything. He's
Yeah,
gonna stab this flop 90% of the time.
right.
So I'm when I raise here, I just fold out all of his bullshit. I
Yep.
mean, I even fold out maybe even shit like queens and kings that are that would stick around and probably bet again.
Yeah.
So
Well, like my brain is thinking on the turn, I want to bet $100, so I can bet 300 on the river.
I
So I
believe
want
that
to make at least just make sure there's at least $100 in the pot.
Right, but look at what your turn. If he bets 50 on the turn and you raise, your raise is gonna you're gonna catch up to that when you raise to 150 or 175 now. And if he doesn't, when he goes on the river, you're still gonna be able to raise all in. But I see what you mean. But there is a raise coming. Let's see where it goes.
okay, so now he bets the same size, which
Oh,
is
that's bad.
I hate this. This makes me think that he is not very strong and he's
Yeah.
got something like kings or queens or some sort of draw, like king queen or something like that,
Hmm.
that isn't that strong. But if he's got something like king queen of hearts or something like that, let's pile some money in because now he's not going anywhere with that hand.
Yeah.
And he is a generally aggressive player, but a lot of players do get kind of scared when they see, a pair. If they have
Hmm.
aces and there's Jack Jack on the board, they're like, oh, what if he has a Jack? What if he has a Jack? What if he has
Yeah.
a Jack? So they don't want to go too crazy and start to bloat this pot up.
Yep.
But I believe that I raised a 75. I don't like this size. I think I should go to 100 here. But
Yeah.
75, this is like a middling size. I think I should be going 100 here.
I
I
don't
agree. I think it's a little
hate
more.
the 75. Just for the sake that, a lot of king, queen, like same bet is almost always weak, some sort
Yeah.
of draw or scared ace, like a weaker ace that he's like, oh boy, he called.
Yes.
I might be out kicked or he's got a jack. Or it's a hand like king queen, king X suited, some sort of draw that it didn't get there, so he's gonna same bet. And then in their mind, oh well, I keep betting, so my hand's disguised, he.
So
But
when I So what's going through my head as I get here is okay. So he bet the flop. That means basically nothing. He could have
Hmm.
absolute air. Now on the turn, he continues, but for the same size. So he does not have a very strong hand generally here. He can have a strong ace, but they're scared of the jack as well. And so basically, I think his range getting here is draws, aces, draws. Gee, I don't think he has any jacks getting here in this position and possibly even pairs like kings or queens that are just like not don't want to fold and want to just kind of take it down. So um the question is like if kings and queens we're not going to get a lot of value from them. His draws are not probably not going to fold except for king queen with no hearts or anything like that. I think that hand would definitely stick around to a big size. And then his aces are probably just not folding. So let's target his draws and his, I mean, he didn't even have ace king of hearts. That's also a possibility. Stuff like that that isn't going anywhere. So I think that this size isn't terrible, but I think we should just focus on the part of his range that can get there and can call a big bet in this spot when you have a strong hand like
Makes
this.
sense.
So I think I should have gone bigger. I think I should have gone to like 100. Because I mean, like if I'm under the impression that he's never folding an ace here and that he has plenty of draws here, we should just go monstrous. We should go to like 125.
Yeah, because you could easily have a scared ace. Yeah. Okay.
hmm So I think I
One,
should be going like 125 here.
125 makes the pot 250. Oh no, makes 250 and now go back to right. So it makes the pot 311, which is a pot size bet on the river, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get ready for me to misplay it more on the river. Um, See, the problem is that I like I said, I need to trust myself in
Yeah,
that
yes, we are. You-
I don't think he's capable of folding top pair,
Yeah,
is what I was thinking coming into this. And then again, sometimes I do it good and I be a smart player and I think, okay, this guy's incapable of pulling top pair. He never has a better jack than me here. I mean, unless he has a boat, which if he
yeah,
has a boat, he got me.
right.
But he is incapable of folding top pair. I think that even with this stack depth, I should just be jamming here. I don't jam.
Yeah, I think your mistake is less not jamming the river and more not shaping the pot. But go on. Okay, so let's see the sizes and what and how good his ace was that he. Oh, you don't even know what he called you with.
I do
Okay,
eventually. So I put 150 in because I was
right.
trying to think because he looked shaky when he called my bet, my my raise here.
200.
So I was like,
200.
"Ye- yeah, I
It's
think I
it's
should
not,
have
yeah,
gone
don't, yeah,
200.
it's less than half. 200, right around half his stack and not more.
Yeah, I think I should have gone 200, but I also
Yeah.
think like I think in the future that I think I have identified him now. After playing more with him, I played a full day with a full session with him
Yeah.
and watched him play, and he is incapable of folding a top pair.
Yeah.
So this should be, I'm basically thinking, okay, all of his draws missed. We're not getting any more money from his draws. So
Right.
what does he have here that can get here? Aces. So his aces are going to call everything. Let's put the money in the middle.
Yeah.
And he calls. He's got ace king.
Right.
We take it down to a nice pot, but I think I missed at least $100 in value, if not more, because I think I can check raise bigger. I can raise bigger on the turn to like
Right.
125, and then I think on the river, that sets me up for just a jam. So
So let's
I
take a
miss out on the rest of his stack.
yeah. So let's do the numbers here another way. Go back to the flop. He bets 20 and you raise like Derek and Derek wants to raise the flop. So let's raise the flop Derek's size, which is going to be raised to
Moderate.
75, 80, something like that. Right. So we go to 80 here and that puts
So if we go to 80, that puts 100 in the
180 in
middle.
the pot.
No, if we go to 80,
So yeah, so
it's
there's
good. Yeah,
160
right, yeah,
plus
180,
20.
180, yeah.
Right. So there's 180 in the pot. He checks now, thinking he's got the best hand or the worst hand, but there's no reason to bet. He checks. There's 180 in the pot. You bet 150, and you are trivially in on the river with less than a half pot bet, with less than a
Yeah.
pot size bet. Okay.
If we go 180 here, so if we go to 80 here, I have 390, and there's two, what'd you say, 180 in the middle.
Yeah. It's you don't even have to bet pot. You bet, you bet sort of 60%, 60% pot, turn and river, easy.
I just like this sizing all around, and I don't even like 80. I would have gone bigger still here if I was going
No,
to
here,
check
no, yeah.
rate, if I
You're
was
talking
going
about
to
on the
raise.
flop. You're talking about on
Yeah,
the flop or on the turn.
flop or on either one, I'm gonna go bigger than that.
Yeah.
Um,
The thing was
than
we did
80.
not, yeah. And the reason that I thought the turn raise was going to be okay was I didn't expect him to bet 20
Yeah,
in,
that was kind of the problem was I was
but
kind
yeah,
of
you still had,
expecting us him if with his strong hands to be betting much larger on that
yeah,
turn, and then I can put in the big raise.
yeah, but you still had to shape you had to shape the pot for the jam on the turn. Plus, There is a flush draw on the turn that he doesn't have, but if he ever does,
Yeah,
that's great.
that's
And the thing I wanted to point out about the straight draws were that most of his straight draws here are king queen.
mhm,
Agree
So that
100%.
so that when the 10 comes, you boat up.
mhm.
Because with the card removal, with you having 110, the number of king tens and of king queens that exist in the deck is equal to the king 10 plus queen 10,
Yeah, that'd
right?
actually be
Because of
beautiful.
card removal. And
Well,
then,
plus the other fact you kind of touch on with him splitting ranges between limping and raising, King 10 and
exactly,
Queen 10 might be limping more than raising.
right. And I kept the king 10 as a raise, but made the queen 10 instead the half the queen 10's limp, which therefore he now has even more king queen. So when he has a straight draw here, it's king queen most of the time. And that's great for you. Um, yeah.
So
But when he
also,
has a hard
I
draw,
do.
hard draw, let's bet bigger on the turn.
I don't fully like Derek's idea of raising here. Not
Yeah,
bad whatsoever.
yeah.
The reason, I mean, I don't know. I explained. I'm pretty sure is that when he does this, this doesn't mean he has anything decent yet.
No,
So
no,
like, let's
not yet.
try and figure out what we're looking at now and figure out how much value we can get from what he has. Because if he raised here, and I put in a monster raise and he's got jack shit. He's just folding. But I mean, which yeah, it's probably going to fold as well on the turn. But I get more information here, and yet now he does bet again, which means that he does have something, but it's not strong.
Yeah.
Is what this sizing is. This is not a I have absolutely nothing because they probably a lot of the time they're going to check when they get called on this flop if they
Or
have
they're going to
absolutely
bet,
nothing.
or they're going to bet bigger.
Yes,
They're going to make
and
it.
I
then
am a
when
little bit on the, I think the call on the flop is actually better. And here's why I think, if I can articulate this, let's say you raise the flop. And this
Mhm.
particular player, let's say he overvalues his ace king. He's like, well, like, let's get it in. If he raises you, you're not like super happy
No, I'm not.
because I mean you're losing to king jack, queen jack, ace jack. So I don't know if that's necessarily like the best way to go because if he raises you, it might be indifferent. Like depending on the
That
player,
was
which tells me like if he's not going to bluff anything worse, than like ace king, like he thinks he's got the nuts basically, and he just wants to get it in with his top pair, top kicker kind of thing. So I don't know if raising the flop would be good. Now, once you get to the turn and he does go small, and that kind of does tell you, okay, I'm pretty confident that we're not up against a better jack here. And then you can raise, and then I like the rest of the way. But
yeah.
that's
I
that's
don't
what I
I
was
don't like
thinking
the
about the
river,
flop.
but I don't like the river, but I don't think the turn's terrible, but I think bigger size on the turn. I think.
Yeah.
I do like the flop. I didn't hate the flop, and I need to get quicker with it, but I was sitting here just, I mean, I was just thinking, I'm like, okay, if I raise here, what happens? What does he do with all of his bullshit? He folds. So, and it's a rainbow board. So it's like, yeah, he's got aces, but aces are basically all they can call and jacks that he has are going to be better than my jack. So when we raise here, I just thought that we get way more information on what we're trying to target on the turn when we check here, and I'm in position. So if he just checks the turn, it's not like I'm going to miss out on a street of bets. I get to bet and try and target what he has, what I think he might have. So I don't know. I liked it out of position. Maybe I raise a little bit more in this spot, but I don't know. I didn't hate the way I played this except for my sizings. Like
So
I
here's
think
the
this is
Yeah, I like for that reason. I like the call on the flop. I think. I mean, unless you just want to start targeting big aces right out the gate, like you want to keep his bullshit in and see what he does on the turn.
yeah.
here's my
Because he's
thought.
going to fold out everything except ace king, maybe ace queen, and jacks that have you beat when you raise the flop. You don't
Hmm.
keep anything in, so that when he bets the turn, he still has some bluffs that fold to your raise on the turn, but you got an extra bet.
Yeah.
Versus, and then he's gonna stay in, he's gonna continue with basically the same range on the
On the
turn
flop
as
as
he
he
would
would on the
on the
turn. Yeah.
flop, but you have a
Yeah.
little bit more information.
Here's my
Yeah.
thought. Here's my way of finding a bigger bet on the turn when he bets 20 at you. which is when he bets the 20, he is weak. We're thinking
Hmm.
he's not that weak, but in reality, but you saw that as a weak bet. And of the weak stuff, the weak it's inelastic to a
Yeah,
raise. So
most
queen,
of it, except
yeah,
for maybe a king queen that just has a 10 gutter or a shot at hitting a 10.
yeah. Um, so you can at that point say he's got weak aces and some pocket kings stuff that's scared and like this, but it's just going to be so hard to get a third bet out of yes, you could raise to 40 and maybe get them to call, but any decent size, but once you get to a decent size raise, so many of those hands are folding, you might as well go for chunky instead of decent. And chunky shapes the pot for a jam.
Yeah.
So, let me
I mean, I'm
actually switch
agreeing
to
with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying it so that I can sound smart by saying it last.
No, that is
so
right though, because I once again took an in between size instead of
Yeah.
and it's because of what I saw by the second bet is
Mhm.
that this isn't that strong. Let's get called and not go huge instead of thinking, okay, well, everything that's going to call here is going to be generally inelastic, and everything that's going to fold is just going to fold either way, no matter what I
Right.
check raise to. So let's just go to the bigger size and get all those hands that are inelastic to call right now.
Yeah.
so
So
side note on the I just looked up on Peak. I went obviously 8 max, so it changed a little bit because there's no rake and the only open size is 3 bigs. But a button call versus a cutoff open, which Jack 10 mixes 3 bet, and so you're there on this specific flop. Now the only options it gives me for bet are B30 and B70. So I chose the bigger size. Button response with Jack 10 suited, and specifically Jack 10 of spades is pure call.
Okay.
So
Mm.
And then what does
your
it? And then
thinking was backed up by actual.
and then to go to the turn on
that's
that. Have him bet the smallest bet that he's allowed to bet on the turn. What's our response?
Smallest
that.
bet would be roughly actually the same size, the 4.5, and Jack 10 suited actually is a pure call again
Wow.
Oh, okay. So
versus the
I'm
smallest
wrong.
sizing.
We're not playing
Again,
that.
very wrong.
I'm never doing that, but
We're
yeah.
not playing. None of we're not choosing to play that way.
I understand why they play that way because once he raises large on the flop, they just polarize his
Yeah.
range. So he's got better jacks and aces and
Mhm.
then goes small on the turn to keep in
Yeah.
all of our shit hands. So yeah, I mean, but I'm never doing that
Okay.
in real
Yeah.
life because in real life the players aren't going big on the flop, then really same exact size on the turn with anything very strong.
Right. That
Okay,
range
so
doesn't have Jack in
I
it.
guess I'm wrong because I raise here all the time
You're
on the
not wrong.
flop.
You're not GTO. It's not the same thing.
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
You're
because
not wrong.
my players play too loose and too passive. So if there's gonna be money shoved in, it's usually me shoving the money in.
Right.
And I always
I
want to try to play for
Right.
stacks
Yeah.
with
what is
big
And
that
then
like
hands. 'Cause,
heuristic I agree with is that you need to put the money in against players that we're playing against. I just think
yeah,
that I want to have more information on where they're at to be able to decide like because I'm not just I never want to think about like I have a very strong hand, let's just put all the money in, which is good. Like you want that, but you're missing out on value from tons of hands that are
well,
telling you they can't call massive sizes.
right.
Like if
well,
there's a hand that's telling you and screaming at you that I can't call a massive size, you're missing tons of money from that hand.
Yes.
I just assume that the guy that we're playing against calls too much
Yeah, you're right, and
because
you're right,
based
Derek.
on your read. So
Yeah, and if they're not
Yes.
folding, if they're not folding ace, absolutely you can build a pot.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
like
so
kind of Scotty
that's why
mentioned,
I
the
bet.
difference is GTO, and it's I guarantee if you look this up in a solver, like the cutoff should be folding, ace king here. When you raise this flop, they're by the turn, they're not sticking around with just top pair.
Like
Yeah.
like
In
to
the
you, if
solver, Mike,
someone
I
pots
just
it,
looked in the solver. Jack 10 suited's never raising here, so we're
yeah,
off of solver land already once we raise.
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
But
Like
here's the
like
important.
for you, um, if you raise with top pair on an ace jack jack board and someone pots it, you're gonna fold. But
Yeah.
I don't think this guy's gonna fold.
Right. So, but
It's
Derek,
just,
here's the important thing to understand about Brian's strategy is Brian agrees with you on every bit of this. He just wants to move the race to the turn rather than the flop. For all the reasons you're saying it, he just has this additional reason to try to find out when the guy is too weak to get it all in. But both of you are saying neither of you is worried about being beaten by a better jack, and both of you think that an ace is going to call down.
yeah, I
And
just
both
didn't
of you
play
are
it right.
and both of you are
I
trying to
agree
get
that I
all
didn't
in
play
by
it
the
right.
river. And Brian expected
But
his bet on the turn to be bigger with an ace
That's
king.
yes, and I think that but I also think that
Yeah,
like in the one thing that he's saying that I should be thinking about is
yeah.
that if you want all the money again, you got to put it in. And I didn't think my turn sizing, I didn't think through enough to think, okay, well, I thought, okay, let's go 75. He's screaming, I don't have a very strong hand, but that doesn't mean he's not going to call my monster sizes because he's calling all of his draws are calling, not all of his draws, all of his flush draws are calling, and all of his aces are calling. So let's make a monster size on the turn instead of what I did with the 75. I think it's 120 is like what I need to be
And
putting in
also,
on
by
the
the way,
turn.
it's not a
well,
monstrous egregious size. It's pot. It's
120 is pot,
110
is
percent.
less than pot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but comparatively, it's absolute size and the way
yeah,
he's betting, it is a large
yes,
size.
it's a lot of money. But it's a lot of money that, and we don't need to finish that sentence. It's a lot of money that an ace will
well,
call. Okay, next hand.
well, Brian, can
Yeah.
I just make a suggestion?
Yep.
Um, like here's what I do. Whenever I'm with someone in a pot, I take the villain's stack size and subtract the pot size and then divide by 3. That is the
Okay.
magic number to bet to make another bet that's not all in on the next street. So I every time I'm in a situation where I'm playing, I do that automatically to everyone,
Right.
so that
So here you
I
can.
always keep in mind the amount of money that I can bet if I want to get it all in
Right.
without over betting, like betting more than pot size on the next round.
So Derek,
Hmm.
for this one, do you count your call? So is this one do you count the 103 I'm sorry, this is in there. Do you count the 83 that's in there now, or do you count the 103 that's going to be there in your call and then subtract 103 from his
Oh,
450? Or do you count,
well,
or do you
I'll just
subtract
go through
80?
the exercise. Okay.
Yeah, let's just do it
He's talking
here.
about on the
Okay.
flop. So there's 23 in
Okay.
the
So right
middle.
now,
Yeah,
with the 20, I take the 490 and
right.
I subtract 23 bucks,
23,
right?
right. Yeah, so he's got
But if he
465.
bets 20,
Right.
let's say he bets 20,
So he bet
then
20. Let's hit the button.
I will say the pot size is about 83. So I'll subtract 83 from the
No, the pot, no,
470.
that's the thing that's the thing I want to know. The pot is right. It was 23. He bet 20. So the total pot right now is 43. Do I want to subtract 40? Do I want to subtract 63 or 43?
Oh,
Do I want to,
no, you want to subtract 83 because
why
you'll
83?
like if you call the
If I call, it's going to
majority,
be 63. No, the 20 already got
it'll be
counted.
80. There'll be 83 in the pot, right?
No,
No, no,
63.
no, only 63.
Oh,
Only
You,
63.
it added the 20 into the pot already.
Yeah, if so, go back. See, it's 23. As soon as he bets, it goes
Yeah.
to
So
43. When
the
we
answer is
Oh,
call,
okay,
63.
okay. So then
Right.
it'd be 63. Yeah. So
Right.
I'd add the
So I
20
count
that I would call.
63, so there's 400. So he's got about 400, 400 divided by a
Is
third
about
of 400 is
125 or so.
130.
So
So
now
my bet is gonna,
if you raise to 125, then it'll be
nice Cheeto.
then it'll be just a pot size bet to get them
Right.
all in.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. So as soon as this happens, my brain thinks 125.
Right.
That's the amount if I want to get it
So
all
so
in
whether he
on
bet
the
the
next
20 or not
round.
doesn't matter.
If I make a
There
pot
needs to be
size bet.
125 in on this hand, which is exactly yeah. Good. Thank you.
Does that make sense? Like
Makes
that's what
Yeah.
my brain does automatically. So immediately I think at that point I'm thinking like that amount.
right.
So maybe on the turn you're thinking at least maybe 120.
Yeah.
That's part of what my head is. I mean, I'm not exactly directly thinking of it that. I'm just thinking of
Well,
we want to
try
get
doing that
a shitload of money
calculation
in.
every time your head's up in a pot.
Okay, so 63 before about 400, and then you said you divide there. Would you divide by 2 then here since
By
there's
3.
only one more street?
Yeah, there's one more street, so you got one more
Yeah.
bet to go, right?
Yeah, so
Like,
I would want to buy by two, and I want to bet closer to like 200 here, technically, but not. I don't need to do that because once I put my bet in, the pot's going to be massive if I go like 125.
Right. No, it's on the turn. It is on the turn. The amount of money that needs to go in on the turn now to get to shape the pot geometrically is about 125, $130. That's what needs to go in. Because
Hmm.
130 goes in, which is, currently 2x this pot.
Yeah,
The next one, the next one will be pot size. Now,
yeah.
when he bets 20, you just go, okay, there needs to be about 130 in there now, so I can raise it twice. So I raise it to that. If he bet 40, you would only need to raise it another 80. You can raise more, but that's what you need to do to make sure that you're not overbetting the river.
So, so like, it sounds like you're having trouble deciding how much to bet to get it all in, right? Because I'm totally fine with getting it all in here at this point,
it
right?
wasn't. It's not that as much of as I'm trying to look at like what how strong he is here. Like this is weak, and that clouded my judgment. Like I know how
Well,
much I need to put in to get the money
Yeah,
in. Instead, I'm thinking, okay, well he's telling me he's not very strong, but then I'm ignoring the fact that I know he can't fold an ace.
yeah. And you're
so,
ignoring
So
so,
what you mean by
so if
not
you,
very strong, what not very strong means on this board to him.
yeah,
Yeah, because
so
when not very strong includes tens and tens and sevens, those are not calling any more money. So let's ignore
yeah.
those and
I
take
mean,
the ace portion of not very strong.
if I broke down his range here that continues to bet here, there's no kings, there's no queens, there's no tens.
Yeah,
There is the only thing that continues to bet here is draws and aces.
yeah, and
so
So
jack, but not this size.
yeah, a jack. Yeah, a jack doesn't take this size.
Yeah,
so on the turn here, like my brain thinks magnet number 120.
yeah,
If he
Yeah.
calls too much, like most of my player pool call too much, right?
Yeah.
So I can make it like 120 without really over betting the pot here, and then not over betting the pot on the river, and then they'll say, I had eight top pair, top kicker. How can I fall?
right.
Yeah.
So this is of course not a GTO strategy. This is a maximum exploit the fuckers at 1-2, so you can move up to
Yeah.
2-5.
And that's
Because none of
generally
them are playing
my
GTO, so
Yep.
you can ignore GTO. GTO is of no use to you now.
Right.
I
You
think
don't
it's
care about what the
valuable in
optimal
some
strategy.
spots.
You just care about sucking the most money out of here.
So let's move on to the
Exactly.
next hand.
Yeah,
Does
that was
that make
one hand
sense? Like
shit.
that's what I
Yeah,
Yes.
think.
no, I that's how I play is of like if I know someone's just like I run bluffs against people that just overfold with hand as soon as they face aggression, and those are the people I love to bluff into. But the people that are over, the people that are just over
Sticky.
calling, I'm just going for all of the money
Right.
because they
Yeah,
can't fold their top pair.
All right. Ace
yeah.
jack
So
offsuit.
This is actually why I was looking at the solver because normally I'm not in a position where there is a normal size raise. And this guy, I know he watches a lot of Hungry Horse because he kept on saying, "Look at that sweet baby," and
Yeah.
he and the way he was like range betting from in position, from what I could tell, mostly in heads up pots.
Oh, he
Um,
made the first mistake he's already made a hungry horse mistake though.
yeah, he
Hungry
needs to be
horse is not
raising
three
larger.
bets. Yeah, he needs to be raising larger.
Yeah, he needs to raise larger here.
Yep.
So I think he is misapplying the Hungry Horse
Right.
strategy, but has some qualities of it. So,
okay.
um,
Just stop before we go any further. At this point, I think there's no way a 1-2 player has aces.
Um, well, yeah, I'd seen him raise to normal sizes as well. And we're also at the point this is not a full table. I think we're five-handed right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I technically I just call here because there's a lot of just calls with ace jack offsuit. And I kind of thought that it was probably the play to make, but I don't like it because I think that when he makes it this size, I should just be three betting because I expect that this isn't very strong. I don't think this hand's like a great three betting hand all the time, but I think exploitatively when he's normally making it $10 or $12 to play and then now goes six, this is just not anything that's super strong. So let's just three bet.
So so this is 100% three bet, right?
I
At
think.
1-2.
Yeah, I think I should. I no, I would. I generally would not three bet this hand
No.
for against a open raise from early position, I would if to the size that everybody normally takes, especially when not this player, but most of the players are limping and then they have a raising range. I'm just gonna fold this hand a lot of the time.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But I just call here. I don't like this. I think I should be raising. Is that my reasoning for raising makes sense? Is that just
So
me?
well, there's only one question. Um, you're making his six the weaker bet because he would raise to the normal size for the game with his strong hands. Is this his equivalent of an open limp? And the way I think you might find that out is if you get re-raised here, you just fold immediately.
Oh yeah,
All right, great.
absolutely.
So okay, so you call.
I call. I think I should have three bet though.
Okay,
And we flop top two,
right.
and I check. Um,
I don't hate that at all. Good.
yeah,
Sweet baby there.
All right. So you check.
he checks again.
All right.
So I'm trying to think now. And this is, oh God, I hate this so much. Okay, so the problem is that I know that he's watching the same shit that I am. So I bet 10 here. I think,
He's
I mean,
watching
that's
worse shit. Then why did he not bet range?
Yeah.
no, because it's an ace high flop. It's big better
Oh,
check on ace high
right.
flop.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
So this would be likely that he is not super strong
Yes.
whenever he's going big better check
Yeah.
and he checks. So, which then again, you also have to think about like how well is he actually applying any of the things that he
Also,
talks about.
So
on the
well,
big
if he's
better,
opening to three bigs.
yeah, on the over better check line from Hungry Horse, he checks back a lot of aces.
Yeah, his weakest aces, his
Yeah.
basically like even
Ace 10 and
including
below.
sometimes ace 10. So
Ace
ace
10 and below.
jack, ace king, and ace queen are the only ones that are going to
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously if he had an ace deuce suited, he would bet
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
So he basically, I'm like, he doesn't have like any two pairs now that are better than mine. He has some aces, but now he raises me, and he would get kind of aggressive with hands that aren't very good against me because I think he was sick of my shit as well. So,
Okay. So you make it
but
125 here. Put the rest of it in.
Oh,
God, I'm so don't
listen,
even
I don't want to re-raise him.
No?
I that's what was
Don't
going through
re-raise
my
him?
head. I didn't want to
Don't re-raise
because
him?
Nope.
he's a player that'll blast off. I mean, if he's paying attention to anything horse wise, he should be. When I just call this tiny little size, which he should never be making at this tiny little size with anything strong or anything that's super strong, he should be going much larger here. And
Well,
so
I'm curious, do we think that this imposition turn raise is underbluffed or overbluffed?
it's underbluffed.
Okay.
We are
I
right
don't know.
in
I'm
the
sitting.
middle we're right in the middle of the value range though here.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think he has you kind of ruled out pocket kings from his
yeah,
range because of his initial size, a discrepancy. And I think you're right, but as played, here this is the motion for pocket kings and this is the motion and size for queen 10 suited.
yeah. And I also think he has enough hands that I crush that he'll continue
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
He'll probably
King jack.
he'll
King jack.
struggle to. So basically, what I'm not like I actually tanked here. I was like, what the hell do I want to do? Because all of his air folds, if I come back over the top,
Mhm.
his strong aces, his aces that should have already bet that are now betting on the turn, which doesn't make any sense. He shouldn't have any ace X like other than the only thing that would have made
Oh,
sense is if this was like a 9 turn and now he started to check raise me and he had something like ace 9.
yeah.
So
But
like I'm
king jack, king jack.
yes. Yeah, a hand like that would do this, but I think it would go larger, is what I was thinking. So I was like, it's kind of inclines me to believe that he's not super strong here, and that this is a like, I'm sick of your shit kind of thinking that for whatever reason, but why would he ever go to 25? Like, I would never fold to that size if I had anything half decent. So, um, I don't know. I honestly was like, I was very close to putting in a monster three bet here.
Mhm.
And I just called because I was in the position of I think I can call and then possibly donk the river. to try and donk for like a not huge size because I don't think he's super strong right now. But this spot really like blew my mind. I was sitting here like, what the hell is going on right now? Because he checks the flop. So I mean, King Jack is pretty much the only hand that I can think of that would check the flop and then now raise the turn or Queen 10.
Right.
So
And it has to, and the other thing when you do your big raise to make any money, it's got to be a hand, it's got to be in the hand class that does that and calls the turn and calls your
yeah,
rings.
Hey, I
yeah.
apologize. I got disconnected. What happened? So I saw pre-flop, right? I got disconnected right before pre-flop. What happened?
So check the flop here.
But you just called
No, yeah,
pre-flop,
Check.
when on the, yeah, no, there was no bet. It was a check on
and
the
then the
flop.
flop went check, check.
Yes. So
Okay,
it
gotcha.
goes,
Okay, cool.
so I check, he checks. So, I mean, that's the hard part about playing against somebody that I know watches Hungry Horse. I'm like, how well do they actually execute any of the strategies? Because I'm trying to exploit myself now, but I'm like, are they going to play the way I do, the same exact way? Because a lot of the time you might watch it, but they might be scared to run, you know, run bluffs the way that he does and the way that he kind of tries to teach you to. So I don't know. This is just like I'm just sitting here trying to think of what the hell would I do? What the hell would I'm just trying to think of what I would do this with. And so I bet he raises. I just call here. Um, I still think that I have the best hand, but I'm very confused now on what the hell this happened with. I think I played this hand so bad, I don't even want to talk about it. Um,
Big call is fine here. I don't. He is now telling you he's got top of range.
Hmm.
You are at top of range with a hand that can improve. I think your call is fine.
yeah. So, and then this is where it got weird on the river was when this deuce comes in.
Oh,
I'm very confused, but I'm sitting here thinking like, if I go for do I want to check raise here? I don't think I want to check raise here.
Maybe depending on his size.
you can.
I was thinking I wanted to donk was what I was thinking.
I like a donk here because of the deuce. He's not afraid of his kicker anymore.
That's kind of what I was thinking was
And
okay,
you
so
have his
his
kicker beat, except for
Yeah.
his
it's
weak yeah, his weak ace X just made two pair. Now he's like, oh, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. My kicker plays.
right. And so the
So
question is, does he bet that or does he check that behind? What does he do? What does he
I
do
don't.
with his 10 here?
From what I had seen, he doesn't bet thinly enough for value
Okay.
generally.
All right.
So I'm thinking I donked 125, I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
So because I was like, okay, I think he gets here. But then and then I don't think his King Jack's going anywhere. I mean, they should fold now because all of my aces just made two
Yeah.
pair that beat your King
Yeah.
Jack, but
Yeah.
I don't
That's
think
very
they're really
confident.
going anywhere. And then he snaps.
Right.
And I was very confused. I looked at him and I was like, what the hell just happened? That was so odd.
So
Well, I don't think
his
he's a hungry horse guy if he's opening this hand
yeah
first position.
I know
doesn't mean he
he
hasn't
like
watched it.
he watches it, just misapplies it, obviously.
This
So
is a cooler.
yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. But
Right.
I just the whole way I thought this was a cool play though, the donk on the river. I thought this was cool. But
I do too.
obviously in this situation it didn't work out because I mean I'm basically sitting here thinking I think that I think I can donk all in here and get him to call with a lot of worse hands. And obviously he happened to boat up on the river, but you know, this
But the hand that he did end up there with is, except for the fact that it shouldn't be in range, is functionally the same as King Jack. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Is he flops a pair, he flops marginal value on the flop and doesn't bet it. On the turn, he gets two pair, so he raises you with two pair. That makes sense.
yeah,
And when you look at that two pair that he has there, and you're deciding how to play against his two pair, against the two pair portion of his range, it doesn't matter because he's going to call you on most rivers.
yeah.
And he's going to bet most rivers, right? Like that. So you're going to still get so against the two pair, against the portion of his range that is two pair, you're going to get probably all in anyway.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean
And against
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
losing your money either. You're losing your money any way you're playing this. If you're jamming turn, you're losing your money. Doesn't matter.
right. But
I
I'm
agree.
saying when the deuce doesn't come, if you look at his range, which we now have concluded has one more two pair class than we thought it was. We thought it was only King Jack. Um, but it turns out it's also King Deuce. Your play still makes sense to include if you have
Yeah.
those two pairs, and then you also have some weird, he also has well, he has diamond draws, and he has straights, and he has draw, and he has combo draws, queen, you know, 10-9 of diamonds on the turn.
I
That'd
yeah,
be
I
nice.
just
It'd be
thought
nice
this
to
was
re-raise this turn for 10-9 of diamonds. That's true.
yeah, I think that this is I think the turn I thought that I really liked my play on the river, even though obviously I ended up getting stacked because in the situation, say this isn't a deuce, I'm getting all the money, and a guy like him might get kind of squeamish on the river. Even like I'd seen him not bet thinly enough for value consistently over and over again. Like when he had pretty strong hands, I was like, you need to be betting. I didn't say anything to him, but I was like, you should be
Yeah.
betting there every single time. So, if I called his check raise, he might start to think, okay, what the hell's going on now? And might not bet the river. I like the donk. I thought the donk was good. I think that I lose my money in a different order if I play this differently, but I think that here I need to be listening. Even though it's just a weird, tiny little size, this money should just be getting piled in here.
The bet three bet here makes sense against a range of draws and two pairs. That's
Hmm.
really good. And the only hand that you're unhappy with is the
Queen
queen
10.
10. If he's got
Yeah.
draws here and you don't do it now, because he sounds like he's not the guy who's bluffing his draw on the river either, is he?
I saw him shut down on the river a couple of
Right.
times and determined
Yeah.
that he's under bluffing rivers.
Yeah. So if he's not bluffing the river enough, I think bet three bet on the flop, which on the turn, which was not my original play, is better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was in between though. I was like, okay, there's draws to get here now, so let's tax the draws maximum. But I also, it doesn't make sense though because when I think about it, I was like, now that I think about it and seeing, I've played with him every single day for like a week now,
Yep.
and I've noticed that he doesn't bet clean enough for value, and he's under bluffing on the river.
Right.
So we should have just
So
been putting the money in here for when he
yes.
misses his draws.
Yes. Does he raise draws on the turn?
I think that he plays his draws too passively as well. So this is more weighted towards a um
Then it doesn't matter. That's the
it's just
thing.
this is just such a weird it was a weird
Yeah.
spot.
If he doesn't raise his draws very often here, then just calling is fine because because the money's going on in on the river with the two pairs anyway. It doesn't
You know
matter.
what? And now that I think about it, on this board, it is highly unlikely that he's gonna be raising a draw with ace jack king.
Okay. Then then it doesn't matter. Then you can raise him here and out to pair his two pairs.
And then get
You can
he bets
also
up on the river and I lose.
right, yeah, but we don't care about that. I just
Yeah, I'm
mean
just saying, like it
against his
is what
range,
it is.
you can raise him here, but also if you just call him here, he's betting two pair on the river.
Yeah, he should be.
Right. And it's only that weird deuce that makes you do it because you go, now he might,
Yeah,
you know,
and
now he
this
might.
is and that's part of what I agree with Derek here is that see this is one where like I didn't really have a read here because of this weird little tiny raise.
Mhm.
I was like, what the hell is going on right now? And now that I mean like King Jack makes sense. Obviously King 2 is unexpected. I mean I obviously when
Sense.
I on the river I was yeah, it makes sense, but on the river I was never expecting to be losing. I kind
No.
of expected I was ahead 90% of the time there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that was such a weird hit. I thought it was interesting. And it was interesting to play against someone that I know at least tries to incorporate somewhat a hungry horse because I think in the next hand I'm able to take advantage of him and exploit him because of that. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, this is the hand where I was like, oh, okay, I get to what would I do in this situation? Oh, I would bet range here. Okay, let's blast him off of his hand then. But okay. Does anybody have anything else about this hand? I thought it was a funky hand.
I think your play is fine.
I would lose. I would have lost more. I would
You
have
can't
played two
lose anymore.
stacks.
You would
You
have
can't lose anymore.
he did lose stacks. You just lose it in a different order.
Yeah. If he had more
Well,
money behind us, it would have got much more interesting.
I would have gotten it in earlier. So
I I can see the merits of that as well. I think that on the turn here, he is telling me that he now has a strong hand that didn't want to bet the flop, and let's put the money in, I think. But all right.
yeah, I just lose more money. What can I say?
Well, you lose the same amount of money, just in a different order.
Yeah,
Okay, so I open here to
but I would have
15.
lost. Had it all in on the turn or earlier.
I don't think that's a bad play either. 15, this is the same guy now. I think this is a different day. And I've
Okay.
now seen more of him and knew he was range betting flops. And this is a spot where I am going to take advantage of that. This one's not gonna have a ton of, this one's not super interesting. I just liked it because I knew what was going on. So I checked my two overs and my flush draw. And now he bets $15. And I put in the $75 raise,
Good.
to which he tanks and tanks and tanks and tanks and folds. And Jack 10.
Yep.
And then he kept on saying to me, he's like, are you just check raising me and blasting me off flops? I was like, no, I had a really, really strong hand. But
Which, by the
that
way,
was,
you did.
yeah, it was a strong hand. I was fine if the money got in, the money got
Yep.
in this situation. But I was also like, I will take all the fold equity I can get here. So that one was fun. It's
I
pretty
mean,
funny to play.
so I got a question. So if he's showing you that he's folding top pair to your check raise, do you
Yeah.
now drastically increase your check raise range against this customer?
I think he's starting to like catch on to it.
Okay.
So but yeah, I did. There was a whole day we played together for probably 9 hours, and I
Jesus.
check raised him as a bluff for probably like 12 different hands and took it down. And obviously every time he didn't have top pair, but eventually he was like, "You're just fucking doing that to me, aren't you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." But like, I know you're stabbing too much.
No
So like
idea what
that's
you mean, sir.
yeah, but when we're playing against each other now, it's like a different my strategy changes because he's trying to do the same thing to me now because I'm range betting a lot of flops from in position when it's heads up. So now I'm trying to build a strategy of like when I want him to check raise me is when I'm betting on the flop, and when I don't want him to check raise me is when I just check through. So a lot of marginal hands just get checked through on the flop now, and then a lot of my strong hands and draws will bet the flop and expect to get check raised at a decent frequency. So I don't know, it's an interesting battle going on. But yeah, so we got that one through, and then oh yay, we get a fun one. Okay, so this guy plays 2-5 usually, and I don't think he's a good player, but that explains like this spot. So I check here. He bets 20, and a lot of time when these
The two
players
five
come,
player or the he's not a good player.
He's
none
a
of them
not
are
good
good
2-5
players.
player.
They're all bad players.
You don't have to be
But
good to play 2-5. You just have to have $5.
oh, that's
Right.
literally what I play with all the same people that play 1-3-2-5, all of them. I'm just not bankrolled to move up. They're all just as fishy as all of the 1-2 players, just with more money. It's there's got to be like one or two that are decent that I haven't played against yet, but I feel like they have all done the exact same shit that every other fish in the room does. So
My biggest experience with 2-5 in Detroit, and even in my player pool, is the only difference I find between 2-5 and 1-2 and 1-3 is that the 2-5 players have slightly bigger fold buttons pre-flop.
yeah, that might be it. But I haven't even seen that with the players I'm against that come from 2-5 or 1-3. But so this guy bets 20, which a lot of the time I would think like this is a very strong hand, but I have two overs and a combo draw,
Mhm.
or and a backdoor flush plus a open-ended straight draw, so I'm not going anywhere. And I also want to see how he reacts on the turn here because he's a 2-5 player. So a lot of the time this bigger size would indicate a stronger hand with most of the 1-2 players that are going to come in, and this is going to be a stronger hand generally. But for this guy, it's not going to be because it's generally not going to be because he just doesn't care as much about the money. So I just call here to evaluate the turn. And then I check.
Quick question. Did I, and you may have answered that with that, which is, do you think that he made this size bet because $20 is a normal flop bet at 2-5, not a
Most likely.
pop?
I think that's a more standard size at the bigger games. So they're
Right.
just like,
Yeah.
not that this is pot
Yeah.
size. It's like a
Just
$20
$20.
throw. Yes.
Would you
So
ever consider check raising this situation?
on the flop,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. Against a normal 1-2 player, I would assume I have very little fold equity whenever they bet larger on a flop like this. It's going to scream to me over pairs. Just because they don't have a ton of 8s and 7s in their raising range because they usually limp and then their raising range is strong. And then except for sets of 8s and 7s. So I would assume I have a very little fold equity against a normal player that takes a bigger size on the flop.
Yeah.
Against this player, if it was a normal player and they took like a normal size like 10, I would consider much more check raises. But I also, I get when I just call here and then see what he does on the turn, I get a lot of information and I have a lot of equity in my hand and a lot of turn cards that can improve my hand. So I don't mind just like getting more information on the turn.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this, in theory, this misses his range. It
Mhm.
it
So,
is very good for your range, and you have a high equity draw.
so
But that might be out the window when you're talking about live ranges.
let's just Larry, just take for an experiment. Assume that he is proper. That this is a polarized size of a bet. That doesn't mean he has a polarized range. Assume he has a polarized range here. If your hand is at all marginal, if your hand is, an 8, pocket 9s, pocket 10s, you definitely don't want to raise. You want to call. With your draw, how do you want to respond with a high equity draw to a polarized range?
Usually you want to call more, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, so we know in solver, the bigger the size, the more we're calling, right? I mean, solver's
Yeah.
check raising frequency is highly correlated to bet size. But
Right.
so if you're saying, so the more a polar size here would be like a B75 or a pot size.
Mhm.
And so with that situation, we're going to call more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that pushes us more towards calling than raising. Yep.
But I don't know. I don't see this really as a polar sizing.
No,
Yeah.
well, the size is technically polar. We just don't know if his range is polar.
That's what I'm trying to figure out with
Yeah.
all of this in general. Because honestly, there's a lot of times where I would be three betting this hand, but I
Mhm.
don't know this player. It's a 2-5 player. I don't know what this means. Like a lot of players have a limping range, like he has
Yeah.
a raising range. So I don't know what exactly that means yet until I've played more with them to understand, okay, then they raise, it's only super strong hands or it's just a bunch of bullshit as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna call with last act and with a pretty solid hand.
Yep. And Mike, at 100, if we can get, I don't know, let's see, at a million big blinds deep, to a 5x, what is 10-9 suited in the
The
5x?
fold,
I don't think so.
probably fold.
I don't think it is.
I
I
don't think we
guarantee it
fold
will
it.
fold a lot, but I'll check. Let me see.
Yeah, thank you.
How big deep are you?
I was, what was I was 350 deep. This guy was not as deep as me. He was like 300, he was like 150 deep.
Yeah. Okay.
He had just sat down. So here we go. Yeah, so
10-9
then
pure fold, 10-9 suited pure fold to
Oh,
5x from the
okay.
cutoff.
I assume so.
Oh, good to know. I didn't know that. I would have called it.
Yeah. So now we get
But Jack 10 suited is the smallest call, right?
Yeah,
Jack
Jack
10
10
call?
suited is 50-50, fold or raise.
Right. Okay, great.
And we're not calling anything. There's 0% calls.
Oh, right. Okay, that's why.
mhm.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Um okay, so he bets 20, I call, and then now I check and he checks back. So now I don't have the best hand most likely, but I don't think he has anything strong at all.
You do not have
So,
Well, what is his
but
range when he checks back here?
when he checks back, all of his air that's stabbed, I don't know how aggressive he is. So some of his air might be ace high that just thinks, okay, I have ace high, let's just get to showdown here. And then possibly things like sevens or somehow threes and stuff like that. I just don't know enough about the player to say that he's gonna double barrel with a lot of air. So maybe if he is a very passive player that doesn't double barrel often enough, he's he's gonna have a lot of two overs that are just basically air or gut shots like you know, Jack 10, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a lot of when he checks back here, I think he has very marginal showdown and air is
Yep.
what I think. So
Shutdown and showdown.
yep.
Yeah.
So now let's win this hand.
Oh yeah, that's a good card for you too.
So I go with the $100 bet in the 160. And he actually tanked for a little bit. So I was like, okay, so I think he actually has showdown here
You
somehow.
bet 100 into 60, not 160.
No, 160. Yeah.
So you went
160.
over bet. You went
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
bet.
overbet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
1.8
good.
X pot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this. I love this or small, like nothing in between.
Yeah.
I was
Good look.
thinking all my small bets get called by his
Every
like
pair.
sevens or something like that.
Hmm.
And then
But he's
it
gonna
folds
auto
his ace
fold
high.
all of his ace X, king X, queen X, jack
And
X,
yeah, all
stuff
that
that yeah.
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that his range, I think his range includes all of it still. With the check on the back, I check back on the turn is that there's still pairs that aren't, and let's just force them all to fold.
Right.
Hmm.
And
Feels
Mike,
like
what is your
sixes
size?
to me.
Mike, what's the size you want to bet to get queen 10 and ace 9 to fold here? Because we don't want to go,
A
we don't want to
block.
go middle.
Just a
What is it?
block. Just a block bet. Like, so what was the pot? 100? I
Pot was
60.
60. Pot was 60.
pot was 60? Oh, 20.
Yeah. Just like 20. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that even maybe some sticky ace high somehow sticks around if I go super small. So I was like, let's just go through. I don't think he has any, I'm not running into any brick
Yeah.
walls right now, I don't think. So I mean, if he somehow got here with a three that just paired up on the river, then yeah, that sucks. But
He
Yeah,
I
doesn't
think,
have
this big bet just puts pressures on nines, tens, jacks, queens, kings. Because I think he can check back. He goes pot on the flop, and you call. That's really filtering. So I could see him checking back an overpair on this 5 turn.
I I think that like in theory and against a better player like you, that might happen, or somebody else that's in a group and studies and stuff like that. But I think against this type of player, I think we really remove a lot of overpairs in that situation
Yeah,
because I don't think a lot of overpairs are going to check back on the turn now after because they're incapable of folding overpairs and they think overpairs are always the nuts no matter what. So most players are in my pool is what I would say. So I think that I filter out a lot of his overpairs are a lot of his overpairs are gone here. Um, I don't know what he folded, but I know he didn't love folding it.
Mhm.
He didn't like my bet at all.
I like your bet.
I did too. But yeah, I was like, I don't have any showdown. He doesn't have anything strong. Let's just force it all to fold.
Right. Also,
Um,
when he does check um that turn, giving you that room, he's hoping to go check on the river, and he's you know planning on maybe calling a small bet because he knows he's inviting you to bet, so you have to bet big enough to change his mind.
yeah. So we
You may have, yeah,
changed his mind.
yeah, you may have spent more than you needed to get king queen to fold here,
Yeah,
king queen of
but we
hearts,
got
maybe.
we got the
But you
sevens to
also
fold.
got, but yeah, you got ace
Sixes
seven.
to fold.
Yeah, you definitely got pocket sixes to fold, and you might have gotten nines or tens to fold. Probably not, but you might have.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of that in his range, but it is still
No,
possible. They might
no,
check
it
back their nines and
doesn't feel
tens.
like it. Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. I mean, if I thought that he had a lot of overpairs in his range, I would not have done this
No,
because I would assume that he's not folding his overpairs.
his check on the turn did
Yeah,
not smell like an overpair.
yeah, and especially like nines, like something like nines is absolutely betting.
Yeah,
They picked up a gutter and they have an overpair. They're
yeah.
going crazy to because they think they have the nuts.
Hmm.
So um, that was that. I thought that was a fun hand. Oh my gosh, the thing keeps doing that. Oh,
Hey, Skate.
Hey,
okay. So we open aces.
Mhm.
Then I think we get called in three spots here.
Like,
Just
oh
what
my
you
God,
want.
this is unpleasant.
Fun.
Just
All
This
right.
exactly
is
what
what
I
we dream
wanted.
One
of when we have aces, right?
You
Yeah.
are
question here. And do you want Derek's going to disagree with me here, but would you ever consider using a larger size with aces?
Yeah, Brian, isn't your
I
normal open like 12 here?
Was 15?
no, I
15, I
normally
mean?
I open 10 normally in
Oh, okay.
general. Um,
I thought I
this
remember
was
you opening to 15 a lot,
There
but
were some
15's
15.
a lot of isolating, and that's depending on how the game's playing. If the game's playing where no one's folding, I start to open up bigger and bigger and bigger. But as the game is, people are folding more and more, I'll open closer to 10.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I got,
you're right. I do sometimes open much larger than usual because of whether it's an ISO or because there's people just won't lay hands down. I'm going like six ways to every flop.
yeah, we saw an earlier one where you just straight open raise to 15, but that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that was I believe that was the day, one of the days where people were doing
Right.
less folding. So this was towards the end of the night. This was actually like five-handed, I think.
Mhm.
And I had actually been dealt aces like four times in a row, and I was opening to 10 and everybody was folding.
I
So
Right.
I
So you
I
open,
just continued. This was a normal open, but people actually called me this time.
yeah.
I hope if you got aces 4 times in a row, I hope when you left the session, you bought a lottery ticket.
Dude, it wasn't four, it was four times in a matter of like six hands. It wasn't in a row, but four in a matter of like six hands. And three of the times that I opened them, everybody folded. And I just was like, okay, I'll take down $3. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Um,
So here we go. All
but
right.
so we called in multiple spots.
Mm,
And then we get a
interesting.
rainbow flop pair board. And I have an overpair. I think that my hand is pretty good here.
Mhm.
Until I'm being told otherwise.
Yeah.
So I believe I bet here. I think I bet 20 with only one person behind me and a board that's not likely to get stabbed.
Mhm.
Um, I bet $20. And this is the most passive patty I've ever seen in my entire life. Like so incredibly passive. Almost as no, not as passive as the guy that had three tens and didn't raise once throughout the entire hand. But still very passive.
Mhm.
And he calls. So I'm thinking, okay, that does not mean he doesn't have a five.
No.
And this is where I hate what I did. Um, but I'm trying to target. I'm not going to be terrified of a five yet, though. Like, let's not
No.
play
right.
scared.
You just
Let's
targeted.
not.
You're just
Yeah.
targeted 10.
Less
I'm target.
likely he has a 5 when they don't raise, but doesn't
Yeah.
mean they
But
don't have it.
They might go to the,
yeah,
might wait to the turn for it. Plus, he didn't need to raise with two players behind. He might have been trying to keep somebody in. So let's see what happens now.
this is what I don't like. So if I'm not confident that he doesn't have a five still, let's. And he's probably passive enough that if I start going crazy, he's going to fold a 10. Maybe not. No, he'll probably just call down with tens because he's very passive. Um, so
Giant?
I think here I should do. No, I think here I should try to, get a better idea of his range and bet small one more time.
Yeah.
Is what I think I should have done. I
Yeah.
did not do that.
40, 60,
Um,
something like that, right?
yeah, that's what I think I should have done. I went to like pot basically,
Mm,
basically fully targeting a 10
yeah,
and fives that are going to continue.
right.
Um, he calls, and now there's a lot of like alarm bells going off in my head because I'm like, okay, I probably shouldn't have bet that big. And now when this guy's calling me, what the fuck is going on right now?
I think you've narrowed it down too narrow. He's got more than just a 10 or fives. He's got
Yes.
jacks. He could this passive pats. He could have pocket kings here. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like kings, queens, jacks, the 10x, 5x. Probably not so much as stubborn nines and sevens now that he's called this bet. But I mean, yeah, he's got more than just tens and fives.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I'm not going to disagree. Um, I think he has hands that are stronger than a 10 a lot of the time, honestly. Because I'm sitting here like, what the hell does this guy get here with? The guy that I've just
Mhm.
makes no aggressive actions and is always every time he gets to the showdown, he has had it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? So in this situation, this is doesn't make any sense, but there was something in my head that was screaming to check because something was not right here. I did not love what was going on.
All the
And
senses were tingling.
yeah, they was screaming check. And then he
What's this
checks back.
do?
So I was like, oh, I have the
Oh,
best
you have the
hand.
best hand.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's great. Because I was thinking block or check and fold like to this player.
Oh, I was gonna fold if he bet something at all, because I know he doesn't bet thinly enough for value. So if he's betting, it's I get the hell out of the way. So unless you have the absolute nuts. So I was like, he's one of those Asian guys that's either the most passive player on the planet or the most aggressive player on the planet, and he's the most passive person I've ever seen. I
When
mean,
you,
he what's
yeah,
up,
that's
guy?
insane. When you check the river there, what size bet are you calling? Because obviously you're calling a one big blind bet. And I'm saying, so what is the size that what's the line at which you fold these and what's the line at which you call?
He's gonna fold at a very high frequency.
Right.
If he bets like $40, I'm out of there.
Wow. Okay, $40, you're out of there.
I was sitting there because everything just was going crazy in my head. As soon as we got to this turn, he called, and I was like, "Okay, you bet that wrong because you filtered in way too many of his strong hands, and this is the most passive player you've ever seen. So if
Mhm.
he's getting here, what the hell is going on right now?" And then if he were to bet them, I would be even more alarm bells would be going off in my head that something isn't right. I would honestly, when I made that bet and he called, I was praying for an ace on the river. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think I'm ahead unless I hit an ace here. It was not good. That's why I dislike this. Because and yeah, it doesn't make a difference because he probably still wouldn't have raised off ace five if I bet small here. And then on the river, I would have just owned myself because I would have gone for more value when he doesn't raise.
Hmm.
But I mean, the fact that he didn't bet the river with ace five after I checked him, like I should never have anything checking to him here that has that beat. So y- yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a difference as much. I think I'd probably lose more money if I go small here because I'm probably gonna end up going bigger on the river,
Right.
going for a decent size on the river, thinking I have the best hand. But once I made this bet, which was the wrong bet, I think, but it did kind of save me because in the river, I was like, what the hell just happened? If he just called me for 75, this guy's got a fucking strong ass hand. And then we checked, I was like, oh, I gotta be ahead. Nope, I have the best possible single five hand. And ace would have been interesting though. Wouldn't that be fun?
An ace comes and you decide to bet the size that a 10 will call, and he just calls behind because he's afraid. That's what happens on an ace river.
Yeah, that's
You bet,
true.
you bet medium. You bet medium on the flop on the turn. He doesn't raise you, so he has, so he's capped at around a 10, you know,
Hmm.
or the equivalent of a 10, pocket nines, whatever. The ace comes on the river, and you go, well, I have the best hand possible, but he can't call much. And you bet really small, knowing that he'll raise you if he does have a five, and he just calls behind with the underfull.
Yeah, that was
That was,
interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that I end up my computer just left for some reason.
okay,
Oh, I had one more hand.
okay, let's see it.
Let's see. I gotta connect back up to Wi-Fi. It was my computer just messed up.
And then
Um,
we'll end on Brian's last hand. And then tomorrow, I have some live hands for Larry.
nice.
I put in the few hands from the second night at Caesars.
Sounds good. I have some live hands too.
Good.
Ooh, there's got hands.
On your
One
way,
second.
the mic's off. To turn it back on, slide
One
the
second.
switch
Let
on.
me do my. I gotta turn my hotspot on real quick because my Wi-Fi just went out.
Mm.
Oh, it's about to storm. That's why.
Yep.
Um, Wi-Fi. Let's go to personal hotspot on. Where's Brian's iPhone? Come on. I think this last hand was interesting. Oh yeah, this last hand was the one that I really wanted to talk about. Um, come on, close. Brian's iPhone. Connect.
All right. While you're doing that, I will so to not waste time, I will show just a random hand. And we'll stop that one as soon as you get yours ready. All right. So here we go. Let's just look at a marked hand. They're all filters. Well, maybe I'm
Okay,
not
I'm
going to get
in
this
again.
fast enough. I'm not get. Are you in?
Yeah, I'm joining the Zoom right now on the
Okay.
computer.
All
Yeah.
right. I thought I could get there faster. I was wrong.
Too slow.
Yeah, because you guys are blocking. Because you guys, the Zoom window was blocking the clear filters button. All right.
You have
It's our
blockers to
fault.
your filters.
Mhm. Okay.
Blockers to his filters.
Yeah, blockers.
Is that
Uh,
the punts you were going to show us? Are you blaming it on us too? You wanted to do it just so you could have something to talk about?
this one?
No, I was talking about Scotty.
No, I was going to
Uh,
show. I'm sure it was going to be a punt. I was just going to show a random marked hand. From
Oh,
the
I'm not
database.
the only one in the group who
Oh,
punts.
I've got some. Oh my God, I've got hands that I look at and go, "Who played this?" My God, this looks like an Andy hand. What the fuck?
Really? Because I reviewed hands and tagged it as, did Scotty play this?
All right, let's see what we got.
Well, Andy, you've seen me punt often enough.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're not punting, are you really playing poker?
Exactly.
Now, the best players in the world punt all the time. It is what it is. Not
Oh.
all the time, but they punt often and they make bad plays.
Yeah. All right.
So I
Next
3-bet here.
Saw
This is we're still looking at the ace jack.
Oh wait, you guys
I think
can't
you
see my here?
click the tab. We see ace jack.
Yeah, we
Oh, it
saw
says it's
that.
pause. Wait. Here we go. It should be good now. Can you see now?
Yes, king queen.
Yes.
That's what we want. Three bet king queen.
So
Okay.
yeah, so we get a limp raise. This guy's raising range. It hasn't been like any. I haven't noticed that it's like a super nutted range. He does limp, but he does also raise, and it seemed like there's a lot of random bullshit in there as well.
This is
So
pretty aggro, and I dig it. So,
Re-ISO. Yes, I love it.
what do you know about the big stack here in middle position?
He's not as deep as this, but he is pretty deep. He's probably got about 450 in front of him. I know that he is a bad player and he is pretty aggressive, loose and aggressive. He opens a lot of hands that should not be opened, especially from EP or from MP. And he is post flop, plays straightforward but aggressive when he has something. So you can take a lot of money from him if you can beat top pair.
Okay. This is a pretty aggressive life choice.
Well,
Would
Larry,
Would you
guess
describe
what?
this as
It should be.
value?
Quality bluff. It's a quality bluff, Larry.
Yeah.
Is this value or bluff?
This is a bluff.
This is a bluff.
Unless he
Yeah,
folds.
but
I
it's
also
probably
think
ahead of his range, though. It's like the way he
that's
described
part
it.
of it.
Yeah, so that's why
Part
I'm
of it
asking the
is
question.
it's kind of value because that's actually true. It's probably actually closer to value because I don't think he has. Like, this is just not all of the strong. It includes the strongest hands, but there's a lot of bullshit in there. I mean, this is like he can have like ace nine offsuit. That
So
is
you have
isolated
hours
here.
and hours with this guy?
That was my first time playing with him, but I watched. He played every single hand except for when I was like 3-betting him and squeezing and everything like that. He would tend to fold
Oh, you are
sometimes.
so far ahead of his range.
Yeah, so I was applying a lot of pressure to him.
Yeah.
I identified him as a bad player and that he was someone that's going to be loose and aggressive and it's just going to give away their money.
And I
So-
commend you too, because the little sneak peek we had of the tab open with King Queen on the button, and I saw the raise prior. I was like, uh-oh, we might have to land base Brian here for calling here. So
No. No. I would this hand I would never call. King Queen suited maybe, but I would never call with King Queen offsuit. And King Queen suit I'm definitely going to 3-bet as well, most likely. So all of that talk doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because we get called by the limper, folded by the MP.
Do you have alarm bells at all here?
No. I think that he's a loose player that wants to see flops, and that this brings a range of pocket pairs less than jacks and queens probably, and then suited broadways, suited random suited shit in general, and suited aces.
Yeah, lots of suited aces.
So get this flop. He checks. And this is not like the most this is my turn is where it gets interesting. So I bet 30 into it. And
You
he
have
kind of
You have the best hand here all the time, except when he has pocket sixes and pocket eights.
yes.
Yeah.
Or ace
you're-
queen.
Yeah, what those are. No, he doesn't have ace.
So he now
Why,
he
why doesn't he have ace
tanked.
queen?
Because I don't want him to
He
have ace queen. That's why.
Okay, understood. I empathize with you.
Right. Because but
I
because he did open limp. So that does take out some of the ace queen. And we have a queen. And there's a queen on the flop. It's those three things together. Not saying he never has ace queen, but
and I'm actually on Mike's
this
boat in
cat.
this situation that I was slightly thinking he can have some ace queen here that a passive player is just gonna limp call with. Um, but I'm not gonna play this hand because I'm scared of him limp calling his ace queen, and so I'm not gonna play it like that. So I bet $30, and he's kind of like thinking for a while, and he puts in the call, and I'm trying to think of what the hell this is. I mean, I think he has some queens here, some eights, maybe some like queen jack stuff like that.
Mhm.
Some
Flush
eights that
draws.
A lot of
flush
flush draws.
draws,
Not a lot of straight
flush
draw.
draws.
Maybe some nine, maybe 9-10, 9-10 of hearts, 9-10 of clubs, kind of 9-10s.
Yep.
Gutted.
All
Ooh,
hands,
9-10 of clubs, a nice hand there.
all those things.
Okay, so now we're sitting here. Got 165 behind. There's 165 in the middle. There's a lot of draws, and he just called my original bet on the flop that was not very large, but I don't think he's gonna be getting in the game 30 is kind of a lot, but like at least to most players, it's kind of a lot. So I think he gets here with a decent amount of hands that,
Sure does.
uh, yeah, that are solid and are gonna call now, but might fold the river.
Let's target the inelastic part.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it.
The
That's what I was in between going like
stick part. Nice.
I was in between going for small, but I was also like, what does he call here and get with it? I mean, his queens aren't folding, and I have all of his queens but one beat. His eights might leave, but we're not going to get a lot of value from eights after he tanked that long to call eight on with an eight on the flop. If he called with an eight on the flop, so let's target his draws and queens and put all the money in. He did
Yeah.
fold, but that's what I was wondering if you guys thought that this was the spot. This was the spot to go two straight, or if I should have gone three.
No, this is great. I was hoping to see big. I
Yeah.
don't know if this hand wants like really big. So I think pot, like you went pot here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What
it's
was
like
it?
basically. I think it was basic. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So
165,
that's
and he had 165 behind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I looked over and said, "Can you move your water cup?" Counted about 165, 160-ish, and I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
I didn't say all in. I just put 165 in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of wondering. I thought I was thinking I wasn't planning on going two street here. This was more of just a bet to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Want him to raise off all his shit, and then now when we get here, we're pretty confident we have the best hand. So it's like, okay, well, what does he get here with? He doesn't have anything. He shouldn't have a lot of sets. He can have sets, but if he has a set, he's only got 165 behind, and the pot's 165. If he dunk
Yeah.
jammed into me, I would be pretty concerned. But since he checked to me, let's make the draws pay the maximum that aren't going to pay me on the river.
Yeah.
And his queens that are weaker than mine, let's get them to pay the maximum. So that was the thought process there. I thought it was pretty good. And I was happy with this because I did not do what I had been doing a lot recently of doing like weird in between sizes. This was okay, what is his range? What do I want to do? And let's get the maximum money in this pot. And I thought this was going to be the best way to do it.
Nice. I probably would have made the mistake there of betting 100 or 120, which is the equivalent of this, but it's 45 less. So I think it's not as good. If he calls it, then the other 45 goes in on the river almost all the time, and he calls that with the same range, except for the busted flush draws. I think your play's better.
Okay. No, well, that was my last wound. That's what I got. Happy with some of it, not happy with other parts.
Nice. All right. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody. Sees you all tomorrow. Same time, same link, same conversation about poker.
I don't know if I
Oh,
will
we're
make
talking
it
about poker tomorrow?
tomorrow.
What?
Can't believe we're talking about poker tomorrow. I thought we were going to talk about blackjack.
Oh, well, we can talk about what can we talk
We're
about tomorrow?
talking craps tomorrow.
No, tomorrow we can talk about sandwiches, whether a hot dog is a
Sandwiches?
sandwich, whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not. All right.
Oh yeah, that'll
I'm
be a good
going as
one.
a taco.
Bye, everybody.
That's funny. I
See you
was
guys.
thinking about sandwiches right now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm about to go make one.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you,
I'm
Scotty.
making, I'm
Thank
making
you.
that chicken cobbler recipe that's been floating around.
I haven't seen it.
Chicken
Sounds good.
cobbler.
Yeah,
is that?
if I can. Well, not everybody here is in the Discord group chat. Maybe I'll send the recipe to the Discord and you guys can all be jealous of my dinner tonight.